Hey, bitches!
Hey, bitches! Screw all of you!
I want you to tear your goddamn hair off.
Don't monitor us. Did you put monitoring on for our mics? Because that's going to create a lot of feedback. So go ahead and hit the thing. Is monitoring on?
Yep.
Good.
What's going on,
I don't know why that
everybody?
happened. Oh, maybe it was the web browser. We did it.
We're live.
Welcome to Wrestling on the Rocks, where every show is our first show, as you can tell by our lack of knowledge of what is happening.
But we're passionate about wrestling.
Yeah.
We're going to keep coming at you live until we can figure out how to do it appropriately.
Yep.
I'm upset that you're here because I was the most in shape person here, arguably, before.
Oh,
Because we had the
well.
guy with a heart attack, and then you and I were kind of tied.
Well,
True. And I have a bigger gas problem.
Yeah. No,
So-
I'm just quiet.
Oh.
Or I get my car and fuck it up for like 30 minutes.
dethroned. We got a lot to talk about this week, guys.
We do. We do got a lot to talk about. We got a lot to put our hair down about.
That is unsettling on one side.
Oh yeah, I do it. It's like a shampoo commercial when I go like this.
It is pretty glorious, that's for sure. Whoa.
Use that mane and tail.
Hell yeah, dude. Because nothing screams horse's ass like mane and tail to shampoo. So, let's see. I'm still not seeing that I can see us live. Something's wrong on my thing. There it goes. I think I'm in. I got it.
Freaking
Idly ho,
people.
neighbor. Oh, that was you. Yes.
Yeah.
All right, well, good. Fuck. Oh my god, it's all on my face now. I moved my head slightly and it just fucked up everything. I think that there is a lot to talk about.
How do I watch this? Let's just keep going. I'll figure this out.
Yeah, because mine says that we are off the air now, but I don't think that's true. Hey guys, give us a chat. Let us know if we're visible or not. You know, all those things.
Yeah. Because we want you to hear us. It's pretty important.
Yeah, here we go. Here we
It
go.
says we're live.
Here we go. This is easy. Hey, we've got this sorted out. We're only like,
Oh, yay. And the thumbnail is just me looking at my phone. Lovely. Hi.
Yeah.
You got my attention now.
yo, so this is way fucking, this is,
We are
It
professional.
might just be the network.
here it is, live. There we go. I
Yeah,
don't know why,
no.
but it split it. It
Wait.
split our intro into a different video from my thing. I don't know what's going on, guys.
It's all right.
Hey,
We're
yo,
here.
We're
first day is like every day.
All day.
I need a drink.
Day one-ish.
Yeah, day one-ish.
I wouldn't pour a drink after you said that.
No, yeah.
So, who's going to start this talk off?
All right, so here's how we're doing it. Because, so I don't know if you guys noticed this, but I did. Oh, God. So,
We go on long.
the
to
way
gas.
Stephanie McMahon was talking about the draft, day one SmackDown, day two Raw, and the way they were completing their week, and their week begins on Friday and ends on Monday. Perfect for us. We go on Tuesday to talk about the full week of SmackDown, followed by Raw. The fact that they go 1-2 and we're able to review it that way, I was super excited about. I was like, fuck yeah, they're letting me finish up the week on Raw, and that's when we come in to start off the week, talking about what happened last week and lead into what's going to be happening this week as far as we can tell. So, really excited.
Based on that phrasing, isn't that kind of like a low-key fuck you to NXT?
What do you mean? We're leading
Start-
into NXT.
The week starts on Friday and ends on Monday. So NXT's just cruising.
Yeah,
Well,
it's just kind of doing its own thing.
I
They
mean,
don't mention it.
Yeah, it's not part of the main universe.
It's not, which I was really bummed about, and we'll talk about that too.
Yeah.
I was hoping to be part of the draft, and they were not. So, yeah.
That would have been really nice. Because there hasn't been any call-ups lately, has there? I mean, they did the call-ups and then
The draft had Street Profits.
Carrillo.
Street Profits. Yeah, and Carrillo. You're right.
Yeah.
Okay. So a
Wait, who's
couple of-
Carrillo?
Humberto Carrillo.
Oh!
Yeah, he's a
I
badass.
only know him as Humberto.
I can't.
But he was
say the first
205.
name.
He's 205, but that's NXT.
I didn't even know
now.
that fucking, yeah.
But 205 absorbed by NXT,
Yeah.
right?
I'll talk about that too.
So how we're going to do it is like Chaw. We are going to be talking about everything that happened, which is going to be AEW, NXT, SmackDown, Raw. God, heaven forbid a fucking pay-per-view pops up. I don't know if you guys started watching NWA, but if you have, let us know. Let us know what you think about it. We think we may start talking about NWA a little bit here and there. But the thing is, NWA is on right before us. we may be able to watch some right before. Otherwise, we're going to be 1 week behind at all times on NWA.
Yeah.
So, but I do want to check some of it out. So we'll talk about it here and there. But so as we're talking about the main universe and the war of AEW versus WWE, because there's so much content in there, we're going to be doing top fives and bottom fives. Meaning that we are each going to go through and talk about our top 5 favorite things that happened this week across all platforms, and the bottom 5 worst things that happen across all platforms that we wish wouldn't have happened or would disappear or something along those lines. Stackhouse is already in the house. Welcome in, Stackhouse. Whoop, whoop.
What up, Stackhouse?
He says it's not to be any real call-ups for a while. They're going to want to keep all their stars on NXT to compete, and I agree with that.
Yeah.
You're on at the same time as
Oh, we're on
AEW
the same
Dark.
time.
Oh, is AEW Dark?
Oh.
Wow. But that's weird. I thought their Dark matches... Okay, so I understand.
They're on YouTube now.
They're on YouTube, but I thought they were filmed at the Dynamite shows.
I believe so, yes.
Dynamite's tomorrow. And they're in Philadelphia this week and on AEW Dark.
We'll have to do some learning here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Let's
so-
look into that.
Because that was the whole deal. Is Taz is going to be announcing on AEW Dark today in Philadelphia.
Maybe.
But Philadelphia is this week on Dynamite, which is tomorrow, which is where the Dark matches are. I thought were going to be getting filmed. So I
Wait,
thought,
no, so they're filming it.
Are they filming AEW Dynamite tonight and then they air it tomorrow?
No, maybe they're filming it tomorrow, and the cons have time travel money because they're not investing in their team. Because Jacksonville.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Good point. Stackhouse says he was watching AEW Dark when he got the notifications that we're on.
Oh.
I appreciate you flipping over.
Oh, yeah.
That's awesome. Luckily, you can always go back and check on AEW Dark because they're not live chat. And we're live chat.
Yeah.
Did you hear Taz on there already? How's he doing? Because I'm more excited to see AEW Dark this week than I am to watch any other AEW program they've ever put on because you got Taz announcing, and I love Taz. I want to hear how he does. It also makes sense why he put them over so fucking hard on his podcast, where he said
true.
the first show was 9 out of 10. And I was like, come on. No one thought it was 9 out of 10. It was good, but come on. It wasn't near perfect.
I don't listen to his podcast. Is it any good?
It's insanely funny.
Okay.
I
Is
would,
it insightful?
yeah.
Okay.
He was the one podcast that I just never listened to for a long time, thinking like, why do I care too much about this dude? Then, because I like the ECW and I always thought of an ECW guy, I didn't really think of him as the commentator. But Conrad went on his show to promote StarCast, and I was like, all right, I'll listen to Conrad on someone else's show. And it was so funny. I laughed more than I laughed on any other podcast that I've been listening to every episode since and trying to go back and listen. And he talks about topical stuff.
Okay.
So I've even gone back and been listening to stuff that's already taken place a long time ago. And I'm all like, oh, his prediction sounds pretty good. But it already happened.
I'm going to check it out after this.
He's over 700 episodes, and it's great.
Okay, well, I'm not going to be catching up anytime soon.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I would say catching in now while you can. He said, guessing Taz will be on there next week. The first match was starting, and he wasn't in there yet. But they said he was going to be doing it in Philadelphia. See, maybe this is last week's stuff.
Yeah, probably.
Right? This has to be last week's Dark matches today, and then
Yeah.
tomorrow's Philadelphia, and then next Tuesday will be Taz on
Which
Dark.
makes sense. I mean, it's fine.
Makes more sense than time travel.
That makes the most sense, and that's why I was confused.
But I wouldn't doubt that.
Maybe I was confused about when they announced Taz was going to be on it. Maybe I thought they said this week, and they said in 2 weeks.
You just marked out. That's what happened. And you just, lost all...
I just fucking flipped,
Yeah,
man.
you just lost
I
all
saw
concept
Taz
of
on
time
there.
and
I started crying.
Space-time, just, you lost
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
It was gone. It's hard to keep track sometimes. What's up, Peach?
Hey!
Arizona Peach. What
Yeah.
up?
How's New York?
She's in Arizona. It says
Nope.
something in the name.
Yeah.
No,
It's right in the name.
no, he's in New York.
Name checks out.
Yeah, name checks up. Change that to New York Peach and we'll be less confused. Let's see. Why is there a first? How'd you get a first banner?
First ever.
Don't reveal that Blue Boyd's the producer.
Hold on, no, but
I hate you so much.
what was the? Just for business. How did you get the first banner? Like, did you enable something or something? Because I went through and looked at the list, and Stackhouse I thought was like our actual.
Yeah, he's the first fan.
No, but I thought he actually ended up being on the list before us, and I was like, I don't know how that fucking happened, because I thought we followed before we went live.
Kip Avalon versus
If you
Sunny
scroll
Kiss.
down on our followers,
That could be a cool match.
Oh, that sounds
It'd be a
interesting.
really fun match.
Yeah.
Kip versus Avalon versus Sunny
That does
Kiss.
sound really
That'd
good.
be
Which
really-
one's Kip?
Kip Saban?
Yeah.
That was the one who fought Sammy Guevara in the first one, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, he's good.
He's a smaller person. And then-
Avalon is the librarian,
yeah, from Arizona, and he does a lot of
and
Arizona
Sunny
stuff.
Kiss.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, well, you guys let me know how that match was.
I think Avalon's underrated. I think like just because he hasn't gotten a lot of exposure and he's this new national audience, people don't realize like they're just sleeping on him right now. But he'll get that librarian's shtick over for sure.
Oh yeah.
Nah, there's no putting that stick over. He'll get away from the librarian stink.
I
if
like
it'll
how you're
happen.
more upset at Avalon, but you were like super in the like Sunny Kiss, and you did not agree during the battle royal, in terms of like your view of that.
And then I was just confused.
Sunny Kiss is
I know who Sunny Kiss is, but I thought Sunny Kiss was Nyla Rose. Because they didn't do a good job of explaining who was who or what their background is or anything. I thought
weirdly see that. Yeah.
I thought Sunny Kiss was Nyla Rose, and I was like, oh, okay. And then when Nyla Rose came out, I was super confused. They've done a really bad job of saying this is who this person is on each thing,
Oh, yeah,
so
that's cool.
I'm trying to figure it out as I go. And so I was really thinking, he's never seen that one, yeah.
Yeah.
This
complimentary
dude
shirt.
got the
The first ever
pro
AEW
wrestling
match,
crate and gave it to me, and this is what was in it, and it's one of my favorites.
Yeah.
Yeah, if I'm gonna be on here, I might have to buy some more wrestling shirts now.
That's my biggest problem with my gimmick. I've got more wrestling shirts than anyone I know, and I have to wear the same shirt every fucking week or it doesn't work.
Live by the gimmick type.
Yeah.
And neither one of us are the same size as you. They're too tight on me, which we found
We
out.
both have the 2X's.
No, I get 3X's.
Oh.
Yeah, because 2X I look. I mean, it fits, but it's kind of sausagey. Like,
Yeah. I'm a 1X kind of guy.
Yeah.
Nice.
We know you're in better shape than us.
I'm not trying.
I got maybe some shirts you can have then, because I grew out of a few.
We'll talk later.
I put on mass.
I mean, question of the day right now: who has the best shirt on WWE Shop? That's what I want to know. What do you?
Did you see the new Corbin shirt?
I have not.
It's fucking cool. The new Corbin shirt I liked a lot. The other shirts I was about to name that I liked a lot are Pro Wrestling Tees tonight, WWE Shop. So there's that. And Becky just got a new man shirt that I liked a lot too. It says the man. Becky Lynch says established.
I
2018, and
really wanted to get her Japanese variant. That thing was just amazing.
where it was just strictly Japanese. leather.
Well, it had her back though. Her back turned to the camera.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's the one that she's got.
Okay, yeah.
That's her Becky shirt.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
it's
love
so
it.
good.
That is a good shirt.
I look on eBay every once in a while to find the old APA, always pounding ass shirt, because I want.
I don't think I
Not-
what that was.
There's a shirt that's APA, and then below it says always pounding ass, and it's one they released.
No.
It's not true.
It is true.
Wow.
And they're like, oh, maybe Alkaline Protection Agency.
Just could see that
Soften it up a little bit.
conversation. Vince, can we talk to you about something? Yeah, it's great. It's good shit. No.
Stackhouse says Avalon came out and tried to do stupid your local sports team sucks and got crickets. So it was pretty bad. I'm telling you, he's not going to get that gimmick over. I think he's good enough to get other things over, but the librarian shtick's got to go.
Well, I don't know if the librarian is part of this local sports team, because that doesn't make sense.
He's not
Librarian.
doing Librarian right now.
Yeah.
What
That's
are you
only
talking about?
AEW.
This
No,
is AEW Dark.
Oh yeah, he's right.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Trying to-
We got confused because I was like confusing with Power right now. I was just like getting hella confused. Let's just move on to our top and bottom five. Come on.
I guess Gabe's got somewhere to be. So, cheers for everyone tuning in. Cheers for Stackhouse for turning off AEW Dark to watch us.
Yes, cheers, thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. And we will we'll have to know what you think about AEW Dark after the fact. So everybody go and get your...
I didn't jump the gun this time.
You did not. Everyone go and get your Stackhouse is okay shirts at prowrestlingtees.com/wrestling on your rocks. Wrestling on the rocks.
That is a good new. That's a good
that
shirt
was
name.
a good
Wrestling
one.
on your rocks.
Wrestling on your rocks. Wow, that is good.
Wait, huh?
Yeah, Peach said, wait, huh? So we're going to be doing top and bottom. So because there's so much content, Peach, we're going to be talking about our top 5 favorite things individually and our bottom 5 worst things individually, but together. So we don't all have the same 5. So hopefully we'll talk about enough of what happened to give you an idea of the best that happened and the worst that happened. We are a best of times, worst of times kind of show now. But go ahead and check out our shirts, and we can get started on this other stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So yeah.
Are we doing Raw, or which one are we doing first?
we're doing top 5, bottom 5, so it's going to be all over the
It's
board.
just we're gonna be all over the board
Oh
now.
no, not a specific show.
Not
No.
a specific
I
show.
I couldn't watch SmackDown again.
So I guess
Alright.
moving forward, it might be good for us to be in contact with the producer to let the producer know. Personally, like she won't let us know each other's, but we should let her know so she can put up pictures of what we're talking about.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Because she likes to actually produce the show.
because that's
is the
quality
thing.
content.
Yeah,
I try to keep it somewhat organized, but
Yeah.
we're just throwing that out the window.
yeah. Well, today's our first show.
Yeah.
Again, every show's like the first. But that's what we should probably be doing. At least,
day.
even if we don't say like the details, let her know what moment or what not to try and grab a screenshot of, and we can get it together that way. Because like my, who are we gonna start with? We can start with mine because I think it's obvious. Just even with the way we opened the show, it would have been easy for her to pull a picture of this too. But the Bailey heel turn was one of my top moments of the whole week.
I agree with you. That is also one of my top moments for the week.
Was it your tippy top or?
Not my tippy top. Yeah, no, there's no order,
Yeah.
but it definitely made the top of the list.
Yeah.
Much needed.
I didn't do an actual order either, but I did wait a few days after watching other things to start my list. So I was just kind of going back through memory of what were things I really liked, and that was the first thing that stuck out. So that was why it was top of my list, not because it was the most, but the first thing I thought of. But Bailey heel turn, I liked a lot. We mentioned it briefly before we got on the air, so I'll mention it briefly now. Well, last week when we were talking about the Hell in a Cell match where she ended it crying, and we were all a little confused by that, thought that was a little weird and maybe shitty, but I was hoping that was going to lead into a legit, honest, full-on heel turn by Bailey, and boom, did we fucking get that?
Yeah, full-fledged. I mean, tearing down the inflatable guys. She didn't have new music though, did she?
So she did not have new music on there, but she has shown up to a live event where she has new music, and during the draft on Raw, when they drafted her new music was playing.
Okay.
So no, but yes.
They're rolling it in slowly.
It's trickled out. It sounds a lot like The Rock's music. It sounds like a remix of The Rock's music, which at first I heard it and I was like, wait, is she just going into The Rock's music? But it changes up, it becomes other stuff, and then you can kind of hear it. We played them back to back here in the house. I played her music as best we could find a recording of, and then I played The Rock's entrance music, and they are close, but different enough to where it made me kind of excited.
I can appreciate that because The Rock's theme music is one of the all-time best, just for what it can, like the electricity that it can generate from the crowd, and it's so recognizable. I think that will kind of like rub on Bailey a little bit, just having that good
Exactly what I felt, because at the same time, so one of the things that make The Rock's entrance so good to me is he could take his time and do his entrance, and you didn't get stuck in those like 10-second loops. Like Nikki Cross's music is really good, but way too short before it loops. So if she takes too long on an entrance, you're like, I'm done. I'm done. The Rock, he could soak it up, do whatever he wanted. His whole song can play top to bottom, and it is a song with a bridge. It's got highs and lows. It's got a guitar solo in the middle somewhere. It's a fucking song. I think they're doing the same thing with Bailey's music here, and I think that's cool because that can lead into those kinds of moments.
So what do you think of her current attire? Do you think it should change up even more than what it is, or?
I like the new AEW inspired attire.
What do you have to say about that, Clump?
I didn't get to watch SmackDown.
You fuck!
That was gonna be my bottom 5, number 1.
Was it you missed SmackDown?
I couldn't watch it.
That's your bottom 5 was that you missed, that you
I
couldn't watch
could
it.
not watch SmackDown because of the Dish thing.
It's back on Dish.
Fuck.
Again,
Jesus,
it's
Clump.
like our first time.
Get
Yeah.
busy.
So
I
there
had
was
this big soapbox to stand on.
Yep.
Hop up, I'm being an asshole. I looked and it wouldn't play. It still wouldn't play. I was like, I won't play
wasn't
Friday.
playing?
On Friday, I was like, yeah, I still can't find it.
So-
and shit.
I read a thing saying that because they were talking about the ratings, and we'll talk about ratings later. But they were talking about the ratings, and they said that after this last week, that Dish and Sling got sorted out, and now you can access them. I will say maybe this. You might need to get the Fox Now app because that's what I had to do. I logged in with my Sling, and it let me watch it the next day.
I have the Fox Now app and logging with Dish. You cannot log in with Dish.
You can't log in with Dish on
And
it?
yeah, and I don't have Sling. That's why I have Dish.
Well, maybe I should give you my Sling login for the Fox Now.
Potentially.
Because it also ends up playable same night. Because we found that out last night watching, what was it, 911? It was not available to Hulu till today, but we watched 911 right after it aired. It became
one?
playable right away.
Which Ronda Rousey is in?
Ronda Rousey's in it. That's why it's topical.
What do they cut out as much as like the Hulu, or is it
None.
None?
They
Cool.
cut out none.
Yeah, I need to get on that.
Yeah.
I really wish I had access to like be able to watch it.
I was looking
live. You know what I'm saying?
Which one?
Both shows.
Oh.
I
Yeah,
was
we can
looking
talk
at
about that
getting
too. We
cable.
got a couple options there.
I was looking at honestly getting cable. I was like, yeah, it's like $50 more. I'm not doing that.
So there's a few things we have as options available to us that after the show we'll go over
Cool.
and see who can access what and how many. Because I'm paying extra for Sling to have extra viewers, but I don't think I'm using all my viewers on it.
Yeah.
Also, Kevlar is setting up with the Fubo, which is also a thing that if you guys want to pitch in with him
Okay.
to do a thing there. But so we'll
Talk
go
about
over
that.
all the options there. But
behind the
yes,
scenes stuff.
it can be difficult to watch some of this stuff if you don't have just the cable.
Fubu,
as well.
the urban clothing brand from the 90s.
Stackhouse
I had
says
a Fubu hat
Fox
back
and
in the day.
Sling are fighting. Stackhouse.
Yes.
911 is mine and my wife's favorite fucking jam. That's right. 911 is the shit. Secondly, Stackhouse, download Fox now, log in with Sling, boom, you got SmackDown.
Thirdly, congratulations on the wife.
He's had a wife.
What?
Maybe, I don't know.
Oh.
They've been married a while, man. This wasn't like it just happened.
We don't know that. Maybe he stole it.
No, I know that. It's on.
I
Oh
need
my
to.
God. You don't know that.
God, dude, like, you don't research anything before I'm making an opinion about it.
Nah.
Nah, no point. No point in knowing details before opinions.
Yeah, exactly.
So the Bailey attire, I did like it. Did you notice? Okay, so I called it AEW inspired because I was hoping other people would say it. It's gold, it's silver, it's black. The font has like a space between where the letters would connect otherwise. So it's like a line in like the Bailey and a line in the A.
Oh yeah. Well, I did see a picture of like her and Charlotte doing the standoff, and it was comparing what Macho Man and Ric Flair.
yeah.
Yeah, and it was like similar attire to what Macho Man. So I think it's still like Macho Man inspired stuff.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't remember Macho, unless it's Macho King, is why she'd do the gold.
Yeah, more than likely. Well, yeah, that would be around the time. Yeah.
He was heel.
Yeah.
To answer Arizona Peach real quick, yes, we will be on Tuesdays from now on around this time.
Whoop, whoop.
Once or twice a month, because of my work schedule, we may be back on. Oh, God.
Oh my God.
Fuck, I didn't even have like soda or nothing. Once or twice a month, we will be going on Tuesday, but later in the evening, more closer to the 7 o'clock original start time. So, but I do like the new look, the new hair, dyeing it black. I thought was clever. I was also surprised at how well it stayed in place during her match. I really expected that to be all over her fucking face, but I bet you there's a lot of like pomade or some shit right in the front to keep it from going forward.
Give her a longer match. Let's wait. Give her a longer match and see what happens.
See what happens. Yeah.
Giant chunk of it.
Yeah.
It just dislodges as a chunk. Like,
Because when she first came out with the new hair, I was all like, that's going to be a fucking disaster during the match. Like, that's going to be all over your fucking face. She's going to choke on it. Like, it's going to be rough. But then it was like, just stayed in place. I was like, all right, it's plastic.
Works. Yeah.
It's fine.
ping, ping.
Yeah.
Taking share shots with head ping.
I do like the new attire. I do think it's kind of cool when they have their name on it with new audience like that. That could be helpful for her, especially if it's just like right there.
Yeah, this came at a really good time with the new audience, and
Yeah.
oh man,
Really cool. Yeah, and then she comes out with a big fucking stick with blades on it. It looked like some sort of crazy gardening tool.
it
didn't
was like some Walking Dead weapon kind of thing, man.
Yeah. And then she just fucking hacked the buddies down. And then there's that one moment where she hacks the green one and stands there, and it goes limp, and then just goes over her face, and then just falls back, and she's just standing there holding the. I was like, God, why'd you make it look violent? Like it's a fucking tube dude, and I was all like, fuck, gross. He's bleeding all over her.
Yeah, but at the same time, fuck the tube dudes. It's time.
I don't know.
You could have sold this to like a car dealership lot, made some good money out of it.
Or one of those cell phone places.
Yeah.
I know.
Just
So
think be
the
resourceful.
first thing that producer asked me was if I was going to take those Bailey Buddy toys down behind the Bailey up there. I was like, no, fucking way.
Leave them up there.
As a matter of fact, I think the best part about this rebranding is I get to get all of that stuff again with new images now, right? So now I get to double up on all my Bailey merch. This is the most exciting time. for
Yeah, you
Bailey.
can buy more Bailey merch now.
Yeah, I need more Bailey merch now. The only reason, so there's another Bailey Rob Schamberger on the auction, and I was like, I really liked it. I was like, but I don't want to get it because it's too similar to the other ones I already have. Boom, new Schamberger, new toys. Yeah, we're in it, man. We're in it. This is gonna be good. This is gonna
will
be.
be
It's a
the
good
Bailey.
time to be a Bailey fan.
Have you seen that Hal guy on Instagram that does the portraits, the half portraits of the wrestlers? You know what I'm
Oh,
talking
where
about?
half
Yeah.
of it's the old person, half
Yeah.
is the new person.
That's gonna be coming. He's gonna be doing a Bailey one soon, I'm sure.
And that'd be perfect. You do the ponytail on one side and the bob on the other.
Oh yeah, fucking sick. He's super talented.
He's really
I
good.
love his stuff.
Yeah, I follow
Shout
him
out
for
to
sure.
you.
But yeah, to me, top was Bailey's heel turn. I thought the match she did was good. I thought the promo was hysterical because she grabs the mic and you like the music's kind of playing. You just hear "Hey bitches," and I was all like,
What?
"Yeah." Producers went like, "What the fuck did she just say?" I was like, "She said, hey bitches," and then she just screw all of you, throws the mic, and I was like, "That's hysterical."
I think it could go both ways with people. I think you could love it or hate it.
I think it's true to her character.
Yeah.
In the heel sense of like she's sort of a semi-childish character.
Yeah.
That was super true to the past character in a turn where I thought that's a really good way to do
There's
that.
5 like kids there. This is their first wrestling show. They're with their parents. They just got Bailey shirts. They're happy. They have their hugger section stuff, and they just turn and say "bitches," and their parents are like, "Fuck."
Yeah.
I saw the video of the kid crying.
Oh yeah, this is not going well at my house.
Oh, I loved it.
Oh.
So good. It was really good.
Oh, Stacker's got a Bailey painting.
At Wizard World a couple years ago by Rob. It's a little one, but I'm happy to have it.
Oh, nice.
Send me a
Cool.
picture of it. Tweet me a picture. I'd like to see it.
Yeah, for sure.
He's really good. I've got, was it 2 Schamburgers?
No.
I thought I had a different something. Oh, I got the card that he did for the Undisputed. So I've seen a couple good Schamburgers he's done. So yeah, tweet me a picture of it. I'd like to see. Or tweet it and tag us. What are you looking for?
I'm counting shit. Okay.
How many Schamburgers?
Yeah.
Oh, good luck.
There's a lot, man.
They're not all up.
They're not all.
Yeah, no, half of them are at his work.
Not half of them. I got little ones. The small ones are at my work. And then I got. Did you ever watch Southpaw Wrestling?
No, I did
Is
not.
that comedy show they put together? Did you watch it?
Aren't they bringing it back though? They always tease it.
They do talk about
I
it.
got a shirt 2 weeks ago from him.
From Southpaw?
Yeah, that was the one.
Oh, yeah,
Brother
yeah,
Me
yeah.
Softly.
Oh,
Did
okay.
you like that show?
Yeah.
You liked it a lot? Oh, I got a Schamburger for you then. I got a Southpaw Regional Schamburger I don't know what to do with. So it's yours now. Boom. Figured that out. Hey guys, thanks for
I can
tuning
call
in.
a friend and I get things. This is the best day ever, guys. That's my top 5.
Yeah, Stackhouse is like, why am I watching this shit? So yeah,
So I think we all agree that that is a top 5 moment for the week.
No.
Or not top 5, but a top moment for the week. No, Bailey.
It's in my top. It's my top.
you wouldn't have even given that an honorable mention if you'd been able to watch
It's in my
SmackDown?
top. Okay, it is. I will put it in my top. I was
You
gonna
don't
say
have to.
my top is Mike Kanellis requesting his release.
That's part of your top.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's
Mike
good.
Kanellis requested his release.
Right after signing, he just signed like
Yeah,
last
a long
month or 2
fucking
months
deal.
ago.
June, I think they signed
Yeah.
another like what 3 or 4.
It's an extended one.
Yeah, it was like 3 to 5 or something like that. And yeah, now he asked for his release. That's really good fucking news. Although Maria put out a comment today saying she did not request her release.
She did the same thing when the rumors were going out last time.
Yeah,
She's covering her own ass, and I don't blame her.
she's an idiot. I can't stand her. She also said in that same tweet that Mike never went to rehab. WWE never paid for rehab. He never missed a day. He never took an absence, and that he was addicted between, it was like something in 2013 to July 2017, and he wasn't signed till June of 2017. And I was like, so he came in and then didn't go to rehab, but was no longer addicted. It was just a weird thing where she denied everything they'd been saying was happening.
I gotta be
before.
honest, such a waste of a good theme song. I liked.
Yeah, the theme song was. I loved.
I love the theme song. Here's to the greatest, greatest love I've ever known.
Yeah.
I mean,
If Sammy and Shinsuke came out to that, I might like it.
They can repurpose it.
You're about to pour it all over the ground if you're not
No, it's
fucking
just-
careful. He just like puts it over to the side so he can just pour on the ground if he won't notice.
just makes a mess off
It's my fault. I
camera.
forgot to give him the towel.
Yeah. So yeah, he asked for his release. I'm excited about the idea of not having any Kanellis on TV. I told Klump that I really hope he signs on to AEW because fuck you, dude.
They'll use him. They'll use the shit out of him there.
Yeah.
Impact. Because need a job, brother.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the thing is I know Cornette tweeted that he should have been one of the biggest stars in the last 10 years because how good he is, and said that he should sue for career assassination. So I want to be all like, oh, it'd be cool to see what he does somewhere else. But at the same time, I think they did effectively assassinate his career in my book. I am not interested to see what he does anywhere else. I'm just not. I don't care. Like, I'm so frustrated by everything he's ever agreed and done that I don't care what he does.
How do
moving
you
forward.
how do you pick yourself up? How do you rebrand yourself? And how do you go from here? From getting stepped on your wife, your pregnant wife.
Yeah,
my-
all of that stuff.
I was like, that's kind of harsh, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't say it like in a light, totally negative against them. Honestly, is I think if that's the case, get out. This has been bad. If there's a way, if he's not going to do well at WWE at this point, it is buried. If he can go and make a name for himself as Mike Bennett somewhere else, yeah, do it. Because at this point, it's been not a great journey, other than the song. Good ass song, but it's not been a great journey.
Yeah.
And I don't feel like the people around him are benefiting him. I really don't feel like, yeah.
I don't know that I can wholeheartedly believe that WWE would intentionally invest that level of money into anyone who they just really wanted to shit on indefinitely. I have to believe that something happened somewhere along the line, and he had to have agreed to enough things so this is how it ended up. I also think that him putting out a tweet saying he didn't want to collect a check and not work also falls on him, because if you look at guys like Zack Ryder, he is not utilized much, no. But he does the podcast, he does shows for the network, he's constantly doing any kind of voiceover thing he can for the network. Like, he stays busy, and he stays busy producing content for the WWE, and he stays ready.
And
he
stays
stays with
positive.
super positive attitude about everything. I think there's a lot to be said for the I think arguably their careers are similar in a lot of respects, and I think that you can turn out like Zack Ryder and be positive and productive, or you can turn out like Mike Kanellis and just get shit on and think that it's everyone's fault but your own. I don't know that he was providing anything. I don't know if he was ever giving ideas. I don't know that he ever said, I don't like that idea. I don't know if he said that he doesn't. Like, I don't know. I wasn't back there. But I don't believe that WWE would say, hey, let's spend hundreds of thousands of dollars to see if we can ruin a guy's career. I don't think they're interested in that. I just don't.
Producer thought that it went downhill when when Maria didn't tell them when she was pregnant.
I think that was probably part of it.
Probably. Yeah, that probably hurt a little bit.
But I think that's just it. If you're constantly slimy and shitty, then maybe they're like, cool, since we've already spent the money on you now, we're going to do whatever we want to you now because this is how you guys are treating us.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe it's what goes around comes around. So it doesn't make me excited to see him on the indies, no.
Yeah.
But if he showed up on something I was already watching, I may not tune out, see what he does. But I don't see him as this huge victim in this. I just don't.
I mean, I got to be honest. I haven't heard much from him before anyway. So when he did debut, I knew who Maria was. I didn't really know who he was.
Yeah, it's kind of how I felt too. You knew who he was from something.
No, not really. I knew more.
You just knew about her.
Basically, same thing. Yeah. He doesn't have much before. You really got to look to find stuff for him.
Wow.
As but
Well, I'm glad he's gone. And even if they don't give him his release, that's gonna put the nail in the coffin. You won't be on TV anymore,
Yeah,
which
you're
is
not-
good enough for me.
He will not be featured anymore.
If I was WWE, I probably would. Oh, Cyburn! Finally
What up?
caught this
What up,
live.
Cyburn?
What up? God, I know who that is, and I can't figure it out. They're gonna be so pissed.
You're a terrible host,
Yeah,
especially since you said on a hot mic.
I know. Hot mic.
This motherfucker.
Yeah, like that. So they what was I saying about Canellis?
Good riddance.
Oh, if I think if I was them and I had all that money and then all this shit happened and then he put out all that shit on blast and then Maria comes out to blast a bunch of other shit, I'd be like, cool, we're gonna go ahead and not release you and we're definitely not gonna have you do anything. So explain that.
Well, and I think the only reason why they did re-sign was the time, with AEW coming up. So I think WWE made a huge investment in talent, whether or not they're going to use them,
Yeah,
just to hinder the competition.
I think I went to high school with Cyburn.
Oh, cool.
I think. I feel like that's John.
Miss Fabtina.
Yeah, it's different. Yeah, so I agree with that. Let's see.
Next one.
You in fact did, old friend. Yeah, that's my boy. Man. Crazy. Thanks for tuning in, dude. I don't think we've ever talked about wrestling. I don't think you even like it, but I'm glad you're tuning in and checking it out, man. I appreciate it. So, yep, I think we can all agree Mike Kanellis asking for his releases in any note, good for him.
It's a positive.
It's a positive in any way you look at it. Bailey heel turn, positive.
Yeah.
And then what was yours? What was the one you want to start
So
with?
before I actually go into the actual topic, I'll say that NXT versus AEW won last week, right? Altogether, just overall.
Yeah.
Would you say AEW took the Wednesday?
You're not going to get a win out, but I agree with you.
Trying to think.
Because-
I'll tell you this much. NXT, I sat down and watched in one sitting. AEW, I turned off while it was live.
Okay, well, here's what I mean, I'm opposite. I was actually doing, trying to flip through both. And each time, I was more interested in AEW. And I would just
Cool.
switch back to AEW. However, the main event for NXT, the Walter versus Kushida match.
That was amazing.
That was in my top
That's my
five.
top five.
Oh,
That's in my top five. as
That's
well.
my top five.
definitely.
Walter is amazing. I wish he wanted to work more in the States.
Yes.
Because he's like a Bruno Sammartino
Yeah, he's incredible.
in this day and age, and it's just, oh man. And I remember when he first came on to NXT, or like talks were signing him were going around like the message boards and Squared Circle. People were like shitting on him because he slapped people too hard, and he's hurting people left and right. Like, no, dude, that's his thing.
And he does it well, and
And he does it well.
you don't tend to see people complain because chops hurt. It's a thing that's going to happen, and he delivers a motherfucker of
Yeah.
a chop, and it's amazing.
But the difference is when his paw hits someone and it's their entire chest, like when Andre the Giant would do that, the crowd makes a reaction. This isn't like a small dude hitting someone as hard as they can to be like, oh, look look how loud I can make it. This is a big motherfucker making a big, powerful impact that makes the whole crowd go, ooh.
I imagine every time like he does that and it makes contact, it's the home run sound from Smash Brothers.
Oh, yeah.
When the first thing I saw with Walter that got me way into him was the picture. It was like from an Evolve event where got the guy and he's got him down, and you see the rippling of the chest. I was like, "Fuck yes, that's great. I want that."
Yeah.
I mean, you can get that with like any picture for any chop that he does. Like you'll see ripples.
Oh yeah, he's incredible. What's funny is that you bring it up the way you did. Cornette on his podcast, he's reviewing the war on every one of them, and he said he felt that AEW had the better show, but he said that NXT had the better matches with the better talent and the better production. He goes, but somehow AEW had better story happening. But it's funny because you said the same thing. The best match, he also agreed, was Walter versus Kushida by far.
By far.
It was easily it was incredible.
But
it was her first time seeing Walter.
Oh, nice. That's a good showing.
Yeah.
That was a good showing. She'd have put up a hell of a fight.
Yeah.
Kushida's amazing. He's great with anyone.
Unfortunately, I think he got injured. If I heard.
Okay, well, hold on. Every single episode they've had since going on USA, they go, here's who got injured this week. I think it's their gimmick.
It's the gimmick now.
I think they're pretending everyone's getting hurt on these shows. Because they keep listing them and they keep being really vague about it. And then they'll come back 2 weeks later. I think they're just like, because they're putting out this like official release thing every time.
True.
That's a little weird and a little unusual.
I got worked.
I think you got work, man.
Well, yeah, that's definitely part of my top five. It was amazing stuff.
That was incredible.
Hands down, best main event.
Yeah.
Um,
Do you want to do a bottom now?
yeah, I would say that was the best main event probably the whole week.
Yeah.
When I think of the last match on every single show, that was a classic match.
By a lot. That was a pay-per-view quality match.
Yeah. Let's see. For my bottom five, I put the entire women's division of AEW.
That's actually on mine too.
That's why I had a hard time saying yes, it was a better show because the NXT women's division really showed up.
Oh yeah.
On that show. So that's why I had a hard time saying like which one was better. The women's division AEW is having a hard time. Even if you watch that tag match, the person with the worst showing of the night, the champion.
Yep.
The other three all looked better than her.
Yeah, Rio is like a female Rey Mysterio. She's just so tiny.
What?
I wouldn't even give her the Rey Mysterio.
Oh, like not in terms of talent though.
She's like a female
then
James
how?
Ellsworth.
Yeah.
Are you
There you go.
ta-
There you go.
okay.
There you go. There you
Are
go.
you-
I like that better.
Okay,
James
because
Ellsworth.
I was like, are you thinking height?
Just
like,
straight up height. Yeah.
Okay.
Gilbert, female Gilbert.
Gilbert.
I think Zelina and Kari Sane are both similar in like height and weight, but both look stronger and more believable as fighters.
Like
for sure.
they
Rio just
hit
looks
up a gym.
real.
Yeah.
Looks frail. Yeah, I agree. But I also think
She does too many strikes for someone that frail.
If she coughs in the middle of the match, it would fit.
And she looks really like when she does stomps and stuff, she's clearly not anywhere near this person. And she really punches like this, really far from people. And you're like, man,
Yeah.
snug it up or something. But it's I think the whole women's division is hard to
I think
watch.
they need to put the belt on Priestley and just let her be the heel with the belt and have people chase it.
Be a dominant bastard.
Yeah.
I think it'd be cool.
That's probably the best move for them right now. Britt Baker was early talks as being the face of the women's division. I think she's overrated. She hasn't shown me ish so far.
We've not seen this person do anything really other
Yeah.
than
Britt Baker, she's had like 3 matches so far.
like where she can really showcase.
Yeah, but
Right.
like anything good.
Everyone else is showcasing in all their matches. I mean, it's not like they're not giving them the time.
And
Every match she's had, been 20 minutes.
She
30
did get
minutes.
concussed like her first or second match in the AEW, didn't she?
Yeah, so
Pretty bad.
she's got a weak jaw.
She got a weak jaw. She's a dentist. Yeah.
Yeah, she did that herself, man. She gave herself that concussion because she's a bitch.
God damn it.
No one else got concussion, so tell me that.
I think the one that surprised me is you brought in Aja Kong and Awesome Kong, and they're not doing shit with them. And
Where are
they're, yeah, I think they're a different style of match, but they could be like an event.
And where's Jazz? She showed up for one of those battle royals. I thought she was signed.
I think it was just for the battle royal.
Oh, that's a bummer.
Because isn't Jazz still with NWA? No, she left them. That's why she relinquished the title.
That's why I thought she was coming over.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't seen
It's
her.
weird.
Yeah.
It's weird.
But yeah, I mean, Jazz is. She's old, but damn, she can still go.
Yeah. And then when you had Britt do the guest commentary even last week was awful.
Oh, that was
Terrible.
so horrible. She
Yeah.
didn't want to be there.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I keep hearing.
Yeah. I didn't put a ton of notes because I forgot to go back to check it out. But anything that the women's division did in AEW this week, I just remember thinking like, God fucking damn it. I think I walked out of the match for a while.
That's one thing you can always agree on, and that WWE can do well is they have some really good women talent in there.
Yes, they do.
And they can do some really good women's matches when they want to.
And they utilize them well.
They utilize
too.
them much better. Yeah.
They give them. Those women are using their time well. Where I think maybe this is just a misuse of time. They're giving them too much time, and they're not ready for that much time, or I don't know.
I can agree with that. I think,
Shorter matches might be better for them right now.
yeah.
Yeah.
They're trying to tell a story that they're not sure how to tell. Like maybe tighten it up, and I don't know. It's just I just remember thinking that everything looked sloppy and weird and fake, and
Yeah.
I watch it to get lost. I want to believe it's real.
Damn it.
But I'll agree with that one.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
women's
it's-
division's lacking, especially when you see their women's division right next to the NXT women's division. Because on the same night we watched that, we were watching all that other stuff on NXT, which we'll get back to later, I'm sure. All right, your bottom.
Tyson Fury, still involved. Is that in yours?
Is that on your bottom?
Perhaps. I think so, yeah, because I'm
Um,
not Tyson Fury.
And I'll go into
But I got
a bit.
another one I can go into.
It's all right. We can have overlapping stuff.
I know.
Yeah, it sucks.
I know.
We can go like it sucks. The weigh-in thing they did on SmackDown was kind of funny, but I don't know if kind of funny makes up for why is this here?
The weigh-in or the contract signing?
I don't believe any
wait.
of this. I don't believe any of this.
I know, I agree. I don't believe it. I don't. Why is he not wearing a fucking undershirt under his goddamn suits, which annoys the shit out of me?
That's how he is.
Well, that's him, yeah.
That's
Yeah.
just him. He would do that anywhere.
He's-
That has
he's
nothing to
got
do with
you.
WWE.
He's got you as a heel there.
Yeah.
That's skeevy. Okay. But
Yeah, so far you're getting worked, man.
fine, I'm getting worked. I don't like this shit. I don't like his presence. I don't like. But they're booking him not as a heel. They're booking him kind of in the middle because he's a popular boxer.
yeah, maybe, I don't
But also, I don't. This takes space from other performers who could use it for a show in Saudi Arabia, because this is for Crown Jewel, and
But who else do you put Braun up against?
Hold on.
you don't need to put Braun in it. I'm sorry. I'll give it.
That's the whole point of this.
That's the whole point is they're trying to put Braun over.
No. The whole point of putting Tyson Fury in now is to put him in Saudi Arabia where it doesn't fucking matter.
I mean, that's true, too.
This is a void.
Yeah,
this is why
don't-
it's perfect for this. If
Yeah.
they put this inside of a Survivor Series, I'd say, what the fuck? They're putting this in a vacuum of Saudi Arabia where it doesn't matter. It's someone else's money. Only half the card is willing to go anyways, and you can't use any of the women. Fucking, yeah, throw Tyson Fury out there. Let the Saudis talk
They'll
about
probably
it.
talk about it once or twice after it happened, and then
that's it. That's why I think it's perfect the way they're doing it.
I would rather it just not happen at all. Fuck Saudi Arabia, period. Like, not have him in this period. Like, I know that they have him, but...
Look, they're already going to Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, have you seen that movie?
Yeah, but we don't... Figure something else. Okay, I get it. But I mean, like, I don't like Tyson Fury's involvement. I don't like the way they're booking it. I don't like the continued use because Raw sucked. I didn't like the...
Yeah, Raw was not good.
I didn't like the contract signing.
Oh, yeah, he breaks the pin. I was like, okay, that's sort of funny, but also kind of like a waste of TV.
Yeah.
Like...
And they've been wasting a shit ton of TV on them because last week their segment on Raw went on for fucking ever.
Way too long.
Yeah. I know we need to do something with Braun. I get it. They've booked themselves into a hole with how to treat Braun. Maybe invest in something different. Try something else.
I think that's why Braun is in here, because I think Tyson Fury was coming with or without Braun.
Oh, fuck.
I think they were been trying to figure out a way to use Tyson. And, hey, how do we pay Tyson Fury $15 million and not actually have to pay him ourselves? Oh, we'll get the Saudis to pay him. He'll come over, do the thing he wants to do, have the match he wants, and what are we going to do? We'll get him... Who else has hands around here? Whose hands can he get?
Fair.
You know what I mean? Like,
it's set up for
if you got to do a shitty thing with Tyson Fury, this is how you do it. You throw it in Saudi, where it's the WrestleMania of house shows, where nothing matters and nothing happens that matters. And it's someone else's money.
And that's the thing you said that really comes down to is do the shitty thing, and that's why it's in my bottom. It's the shitty thing. I don't care about it.
I don't disagree with it being in your bottom.
Yeah.
But if it's got to be on my TV, this is the way to do it.
Those are big things to put in my bottom, just so you know. That is kind of scary.
Whoa.
Tyson's fists.
Hey, yo.
Oh.
Get these hands.
Oh. That's how Braun does tags.
So early predictions, though. I'm thinking double knockout.
What if they did a double
I want
knockout
to
to
see
the
if they can
balls?
get the Saudi crowd.
I think he said. I think I said this, and then he said that already, like last time.
Yeah, they both punch each other in the balls, and it's a double ball knockout.
With blood. We mentioned blood, just like
blood
shit.
capsules.
Like Tarantino blood pouring from mouth.
No.
I think it'd be awesome if they did it in that way, and they got this indifferent ass Saudi crowd to boo, because I would laugh so hard.
If they just upset the Saudi crowd.
Yes, because they don't care.
They don't
the
care.
crowd
They're not
doesn't give a fuck unless it's John Cena. It's kind of hilarious how goddamn weird and quiet it is, and then they redub it, and it just doesn't
Is
sound.
boxing popular in Saudi Arabia, do you think? Do you think
Money
do you
is
think, but do you think Tyson Fury is more popular in Saudi Arabia than we realize he is here?
No, I don't.
Is boxing worldwide that
It's
way?
name. It's name.
Boxing is worldwide, but I don't know what the popularity is in the Middle East.
The whole initiative that they're doing, the Saudi Arabia like 2050 initiative, is not so much in terms of what is popular in the country. It's in terms of getting things that are popular at a global level to appear there, so that people who are in other countries are like, wow, that's like a mecca for
true.
this. It's also actually a mecca for Mecca because Mecca's in there. But
It's a Mecca from Mecca.
but like it's designed to like get things in there because wrestling wasn't super popular there.
It's designed to get these
It's just the Prince that really.
Yeah.
Prince had the exposure to it.
Yeah.
That and I'm just gonna shut up now because we're gonna get in trouble.
We're not trying to get in trouble here.
Yeah.
So yeah, I agree that Tyson Fury's involvement is shit, and I feel like this is why you do it the way you do it now. Just get it to the Saudis and be done, because it won't matter.
Makes it sound like a terrible like, illicit thing. Get it
Yeah.
to the Saudis, it doesn't matter. Which
Yeah.
kind of is.
It won't matter, and it's someone else's money. So what's your bottom?
My bottom now, Shorty Gable.
He's really good. He's talented, Olympic athlete. It's crazy that you hate him so bad.
That's crazy. I hate his name.
Was it-
I hate his gimmick.
Yeah.
I hate his face.
Yeah.
I hate him on the mic.
I hate him on the mic too. I
hate his square ass head.
I will.
I hate his stumpy dick.
I will agree. Like he is a really capable wrestler. He's really good in the ring. But everything else about him and what they're doing with him with the Shorty Gable gimmick, something that they actually trademarked,
Yeah.
Everything
Everything else about him and his life and his personality and his name and his face and his eyes.
Yeah.
You just start like really tearing him. It's not him personally, but it's like him personally.
It's not you. It's everything fucking about you.
But like that smile in your eyes and just how short you are.
And your haircut, yeah, and your height is like a big problem for me. And the way you have your shoes.
This is probably what Vince said about him. And that's why he's Shorty Gable now. I just hate the gimmick. I'm sorry. That's like the worst gimmick that they not the worst, but it's a really bad gimmick.
So I'll tell you
Super bad
the
gimmick.
other side of the gimmick is that here's someone who's embracing the bullying and turning it around, right? You're gonna call me shorty, you're gonna be the one to come up short, kind of a deal. So he's like, the character's idea is that everyone calls him short, he embraces it, yeah, fuck it, call me Shorty Gable, but when we get in the ring, you're the same size when you're on the mat.
So are they gonna introduce a guy named Tolly Polly or something like that?
Ooh, that'd be good.
Run! We got a gimmick for you after this Tyson Fury shit. We're
What
gonna
they got,
call you.
like beanpole is what they used to call tall people, right?
Stilts.
You have to be careful who you call that to. You couldn't use that for Cain Velasquez.
Oh no!
But
No!
I'm saying you couldn't. I said you could not do that.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, see?
Scatter
He's like,
watch
yeah,
it.
I know. Yeah.
I need a drink now.
What's up with that the picture that they're using for Cain Velasquez on the advertisement? It looks nothing like him.
It's high contrast.
It's so bad.
He doesn't look like a lot like him because when you look up, I'm like, that's. I was like, that's not Cain Velasquez. He's skinny fat.
Yeah, they were careful about the pictures they used of him and Brock.
The best looking.
I see it. I'm like, man, that does not look anything like the guy that showed up on
Yeah.
TV.
So, I mean, do you have any counters to his Shorty Gable gimmick?
No, I fucking hate Shorty Gable. The gimmick. I hate the name. When it came up, I was like, are you fucking kidding me? Like I was.
When
just,
there were rumors of it, I was like, please, God, don't let it happen.
Yeah, there are better ways to. If you're gonna do this, it's a different way of doing the David versus Goliath thing, but there are other ways to do it. It's just and that can be more serious. There's a way to make it silly and funny that aren't just that. It's schoolyard shit.
I would just rather see the guys call him Shorty or whatever, or just make fun of him and then just Gable beat the crap out of him.
Yeah,
Well, sort of like how I used to give people nicknames at work and they hated it and I got everyone to call him that anyways.
Spud.
Spud, for one.
Spud.
Spud was a good one.
Oh god.
That dude looked like a model, so I called him Spud. He hated it.
That's funny.
And then by the end of it,
hated
we
it.
were a couple of brotatoes.
Potatoes.
You know what I mean? Came from the same brotato patch.
Broseph Stalin.
Yep. Yeah, I was not a fan of seeing Shorty Gable pop up. I think that if he gets more matches and more TV time, then it can't be all bad. But
sure.
I'd like to see where it goes on the other side. Oh, is it time for?
Oh, your timer.
Yeah, it's my timer for.
So dramatic lighting.
yeah.
Okay.
Oh, where's
And
my
now clip.
Bray Wyatt music now?
Yeah, there you go. All right, move on.
So yeah, I think I can agree with that. That I could see why someone would be passionately against it. I don't have too many ways to defend it other than it's supposed to be the idea. Like I like the idea that it's all like, oh, he's coming back at people who are calling him names.
Yeah,
and
no, I can
embracing
appreciate
it.
that. It's fine, but
But-
just the name itself, Shorty Gable, and to use that as a gimmick and to put that on merchandise and to
Is it on merch?
it's going to be, I'm sure. Yeah.
Oh, it's got to be right.
I'm sure it's if it's not
Do you
on
think
right
it'll come
now,
in extra small?
it will be next. What?
Do you think the shirts will come in extra small?
Extra small.
Have his gimmick be that people make fun of him in different ways and they just like list things and they're not good, like Shorty Gable, square-headed fuck, blank, just
Square-headed fuck.
he does have like his profile's like fuck your head 90 degrees.
Yeah, he's a blockhead for sure. But what if the Shorty Gable thing was because they have the toddler and infant section on the shop? What if all of his merch was only in there? Only onesies, only toddler T-shirts.
Oh my god, yes.
That would be funny.
Yeah.
It's just all baby and infant. Yeah, that would be pretty funny.
I'd be okay with
I
that.
don't know if I don't
Yeah,
know
the-
if WWE's that savvy enough to do it though.
If they did, that would move to my top 5 for the year.
yeah.
That'd be good. That'd be good.
Also, Eric would have a lot of baby clothes. Why? Because it's just funny to me now.
Yeah.
Won't make sure I have this.
But WWE gets it right sometimes, and one of those times was with the Wrestling Buddies. So swing by prowrestlingtees.com/wrestling on the rocks. Get your Drinking Buddies t-shirt.
Not featuring me.
Yeah, you're not on that. Let's see. So my next top actually was Darby All In. And I felt, as an overall, his match was good. He did excellent in the match. I don't know if the match I thought was like a stellar match top to bottom. He was excellent in the match. Everything he did was very good, very clean. His promo that he did, his produced promo he did where he talked shit about Jericho, I thought was good. The save he did at the end of the show when the whole melee's happening and it's going on way too long and it gets super boring and it's starting to say, okay, why does it just go off the air? Then he comes skateboarding down and revives the whole thing. You're like, this is awesome! Like, he saved that whole segment.
I swore you would have fucking hated the skateboarding part. I could hear as it was happening in my head, Marsh going, stupidest fucking thing ever. Just,
At first I was like, what the fuck? And then you see him like, and you see how good he is on skateboard and then he like turns into a crossbody. I was like, sweet.
That was
and then
pretty
he
cool.
grabs it, does the fucking skateboard to the stomach like it's a chair, which, by the way, looked better than any actual chair shot they did that night. And so he does that, and then the way he flipped the board, because he's so good with boards, to like hit him on the back, I was like, slick. That kid looks slick. And I think making that match into a, a street fight? A Philadelphia street fight? I thought that was really smart to do that too, because here's a match where Jericho and Darby could potentially not have rules, which we both know that Jericho doesn't know that there's rules anymore. And it could actually make sense for fucking once.
I don't know you anymore because fuck. I was like, that's it. Mark's gonna fucking hate that. It'd be funny, but no.
It was an interesting way to do it because it was a lot of the other ones were shitty. Like even when MJF comes running out there with his fucking chair, he looked like an idiot. And then he comes out there and he can't figure out how to hold it anymore and gets hit. And you're like, what the fuck is happening?
Yeah.
Everyone looked like an idiot running out there. And then Darby just comes skating out there. It's all like, oh, I'll get out there too. Like it's a fucking half pipe. And I was all like, sweet, man. What a nice way to use that.
I respect that. As far as the matchup goes, I came into that matchup thinking, really, these two guys? This is your heavyweight division right now?
Yeah. Holy shit, guys. Just in. Breaking news.
Breaking
news.
Alert, alert.
Stackhouse won a title this weekend and he was wearing his Drinking Buddies t-shirt. So
All
get dressed like a champion. Swing by Wrestling on the Rocks Pro Wrestling Tee site to get your Stackhouse is okay shirt along with your Drinking Buddies shirt. Send us a clip.
Cheers,
I want to see a
cheers,
clip of
cheers.
that.
Yeah. You can buy our merch at Aeropostale stores when we remove the tap out clothing
Yeah.
and put ours there.
Sometimes I go into a few locally and just hang them up. Let's see. What was the other bit? Oh, it also, because everyone else has got internet up but us, if you guys see Stackhouse, I know you're pretty aware of everything that's happening. I believe during this time that we're on the air, I think is when Triple H is going to make that that announcement. I think it's when Backstage goes on for the Blockbuster trade. So when that happens, let us know.
Please, yeah.
I want us to be breaking news on that. I think that'd be great. But
Or we could just text
Champion
check
Stackhouse.
Twitter,
I don't have Twitter up on my fucking thing, man. We're down a viewer because of you.
What if they trade Cody?
That'd be good. My theory, I'll throw it out there now, my prediction, they're going to trade belts. They're going to say that Universal and World are going to be switching after Crown Jewel, and watch Crown Jewel so you know who's going to what show. That's my prediction.
I thought you meant they're gonna put the fucking Universal on Brock again.
Just like switch it over.
God damn it!
Here you go.
You look good in red, champ.
And that's how it's supposed to be.
Yeah. Sorry, guys. It's just a merch thing. Here you go. It's yours. Here's yours over here.
What time is the announcement supposed to happen?
I thought it was supposed to happen today. I don't know. I thought it was supposed to happen while we were on the air during backstage. Fuck, man.
I'm not seeing anything on the Twitter yet, so.
God, it's so fucking. I am not comfortable. All right.
You're wearing ninja pants.
I know. It got weird.
It got weird.
All right. So that was mine. What did you have to say about Darby?
That actually
Allin?
wasn't my. The match was in one of my top 5, and the reason it was I thought it was really similarly. Oh, this is a match that's going to occur, and I know I was like when we had the fucking Cracker Barrel what the fuck 3-way. I was not super happy with seeing Havoc, Allen, or Joey Janela more because they weren't doing deathmatch wrestling. They were doing this weird, making it more friendly version of it, and that frustrated me. So it wasn't a perfect match. It wasn't the best match. It wasn't a great match in a lot of ways. But for these two guys who are not known for this, especially Jimmy Havoc, that was really fucking cool. And that's why it was in my top 5. It was like, oh, cool. You can do shit. And I was like, whoa.
Darby did great.
That's what I appreciated. Opening of the match, beginning of the match, they were doing some chain, they were doing some, just regular wrestling stuff. Of course, they had to break out into their style at some point, especially Jimmy Havoc, but kind of have to expect that from him.
Yeah.
That's all he knows, man.
So yeah, I mean, overall, I thought it was a really good match. I again went into it not believing that either of these two will be a contender. Will actually win the belt, and that's really hard to believe. Even
It's still hard to believe,
It's
even
still
with
hard
how
to
good
believe.
it's gone through. It's still hard to believe that Darby's an honest contender.
exactly.
Does Darby Allin come into Ramstein, by the way?
He weighs more than Riho, but is still physically smaller.
Yeah.
You think if he won, he would come out in like a makeshift AEW Women's title? Did you see Riho had it on the last clip? The very last clip is how she was wearing it, and it was still loose on her.
Oh my
And I
god.
was like, Jesus Christ.
And that thing is tiny.
Reminded
Riho
me of the
or
kid that
her?
we
I mean, both. Yeah.
the kid we took it to the WWE live. How the belt kept slipping off him.
Oh,
It
yeah.
just, I was like, oh, that's like Rio.
Yeah.
What's happening?
Can't put it in the shoulder.
Yeah.
Tips. Fuck.
But yeah, I still have a hard time believing Darby is an actual contender. But when you put him in a street fight, it brings a level to the match of like he could potentially get one over. He can utilize something, right? So I think it could be cool that way.
So, just to clarify, there's only 3 championships right now for AEW. There's the championship, women's, and tag.
Tag hasn't happened yet, but
Hasn't
yes.
happened, but they introduced it, right?
Yeah, but
Okay.
it exists
Yeah.
as far as we know.
Triple A.
I was gonna say, did anyone else find Jimmy Havoc's baldness distracting? He has that big comb over with the plugs
Yeah,
up
he
front,
does, yeah.
and on the back you can just see the big horseshoe of
Yeah.
where it's not growing in, because he didn't do like a fresh bic.
I try not to.
I didn't notice until you pointed it out, and I just couldn't stop laughing.
I just started
felt
laughing.
So
I said,
bad.
because I said, good for that guy. And she goes, what? And I was like, he's been finding a way to be as goth as he can for as long as he can. This dude has figured out how to shop at Hot Topic for his entire life, even clearly into his mid 40s. Turns out he's only like 2 years younger than me.
No, he's your age.
I thought he was a year younger or something.
No.
He's the same age?
Exact
Same age, and he is totally bald in the back with plugs in the front. Because they zoomed up real close on his face, and you could see like a lot of space between his hairs. And I was like, good for him. Good for him. I like Hot Topic too.
Keep the gimmick alive.
Yeah, but he's got a major comb over here, and then on the back it's all bald.
35?
Yeah.
35, yeah.
You're 35?
Yeah.
Cool. Cool.
Yeah, he was born like, 2 months before me or some shit?
Yeah.
So, and so that took me out of the match a lot, because there's a lot of shots from him from behind, where you just see a big bald spot.
Well,
It's like-
okay.
It's huge.
If you're gonna do it, I mean, God, keep on shaving, man. Like,
Here-
especially before show.
Grow beard. Grow beard. You could do an awesome sinister like goatee. And he's not fat, so it would look better than James Mitchell. Because James Mitchell now is fat as shit.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah, no, like,
I could see him being
the
fat.
reason this exists is very simple. Shit doesn't grow, and it's very pathetic. And I know we have a
It can
viewer.
look weird.
We have a viewer who
Yeah. But it can,
tried.
It can look weird at times. So it was just the way that it was growing in and not kept clean. Like if you keep it clean in a certain way, like I wouldn't notice and it'd be fine. But the way that it was all stubbly and right there, I was all like, well, good for him.
It also always whenever he comes in, he makes me think of Zorg from The Fifth Element, minus the helmet. Like,
Yeah, his super goth intros. Yeah. That brings us over to you for your next top 5. Unless you had anything else to add about Darby.
No, my top 5 was that match.
Yeah. No, you have to say another top 5
Oh, because we all had the same
because we
one.
had the same one.
Fine, Moxley versus Spears.
What'd you think of the match?
I was really happy to see Moxley perform. I was like, I
Yeah.
thought it was decent. I thought it was a good match. I thought it was an okay match.
So I think
that's,
it was
that's
probably
the problem. I don't have a whole lot to say about that. It was an okay match. I like Moxley.
Yeah.
I like Spears. I like his gear.
his entrance is fucking tired.
Yeah.
I can't stand it. It's stupid.
Yeah.
I also really like if it
Speaking
were,
of Moxley, relinquished his IWGP. Was it
U.S. title.
U.S.
The
title?
US
yeah.
title,
I was
yeah.
gonna say North America.
After no
That's not one of
defenses.
After no defenses, yeah.
Yeah, he never defended it once, and then he just gave it up. But the word is that there was a lot of flight delays and weather permitted it. He wasn't able to fly out there.
But the word is he's done with IWGP.
Yeah.
Well, he talked about getting. He was pretty.
Oh, he only had it until like now anyway, right?
Yeah,
That's-
AEW was not going to let them do both.
Yeah.
They
Well-
keep talking like they are, but everyone's talking out of both sides of their mouth when it comes down to it. They're always like, I can, I just am no longer going to be. And you're like, that's really weird that everyone on the roster has the same mentality all of a sudden.
Yeah.
He also made some comments about the MRSA infection he got.
Yeah.
That I could see someone working at NJPW being like, "Whoa, slow your roll," because
He also talked a lot of shit about G1.
Yeah.
So yeah, I could see that too. Them not wanting him back.
Well, aren't they going through their own management? shit
They're
right
in a
now?
weird. Yeah, they have a lot of weird stuff going on with like Harold Mesh and just I have a feeling that in the next 18 months, there's either going to be very good, big, positive changes, or they're going to lose a lot of talent. The thing I've noticed that's been frustrating is that they're going back to like 10 years ago in JPW, literally in talent. It's like, oh, Hiroki Goto is, and Taichi, and it's like, yeah, you guys are good, but I've seen you at this point in the card before, and I'm not excited again. There's nothing super different about you. And it's pushing people in weird spots. My worry or my hope is that the remaining original members of the Bullet Club leave.
Bullet Club just leaves.
Like that
That'd be
the
big news too.
yeah.
Think
Bad Luck
it's
Fale, all of the Tongans just head out somewhere else. And I think they could do fantastically in WWE or AEW. And they are a very
I think they do amazing in MLW. I think there's not a bad place for them.
yeah. Well, I think
I think the only problem with WWE is they'd have to censor themselves way more than usual. Like they'll get away with more stuff in other promotions, but WWE is going to put this. Like you're not going to have that Twitter Tama.
we'll just leave a match.
Oh, is Twitter?
Yeah.
Well, and their matches, good God. Fuck that shit.
Yeah.
Shut up, motherfucker.
Yeah, but the War Raiders were the same way.
No, they're way more. It's
Yeah?
Some of my favorite matches have been like Wrestle Kingdom a few years ago was them versus Togi Makabe and Tomoyaki Homa, and it's just cussing back and forth in English, just fucking fuck you, fuck.
Yeah, they're vulgar.
Yeah.
But I think as far as like being a tag team and being like performing, yeah, they can have a good run at WWE.
I was even talking about, who are we talking about coming over? I think them, right? Where I even said someplace like NXT, I think would be great for teams like some of them right now.
Oh man, they'd dominate NXT.
Yeah.
I think them against Undisputed, that'd be sick as fuck.
Like, I think one of the things that I read that I thought was the coolest, and I hope it is true, is that the NXT contracts are being brought up to Raw, SmackDown level pay
should be.
That
to be
would-
able to bring people in to NXT as a standalone
That's
thing.
the talk, but last I checked, they are still not getting that pay. And this is pretty recent. They still haven't gotten that pay upgrade.
You ask someone?
That's just what the reports are
Okay.
saying, yeah.
They steal the weekends every time. They really should, because sometimes you're like, God damn.
But at the same time, man, they're getting that touring money without having to tour.
That's true. They're getting bigger dollars in general, but they're probably not seeing that. It's probably, they're getting more, but not what they thought, and it's probably a weird thing.
When I see Baron Corbin come out and because he's a watch collector and he showcases like some pieces, you're like, I love you. You deserve this money. I think Gargano does too. Because you and wearing the $50,000 Audemars Piguet, cool. I want to see Gargano have a smaller version of it, obviously. But
So what was you going to say about Moxley and Spears?
I was really excited to see Moxley perform. I thought it was a really good match. I thought for AEW, because the week before wasn't
I
fantastic.
thought it was one of the better matches on the card, if I remember correctly.
The only thing I wondered was the polish here because of the experience they had prior.
I think so, and I felt
Not
like that was part of
WWE
it.
experience. No, partly that, but just they've also been doing this period longer than a lot of people.
And they were so involved in all the NXT stuff. So I think the people who trained them were so much better than some people who are getting trained now. You know what I mean? I felt like, yeah, it looked super polished and super clean.
Doesn't Sean Spears have a school now?
With Tyler Breeze, yeah.
Breeze, yeah.
I would never fucking go there.
You would never go there?
No, fuck that.
Oh, there's
Even if they offered me a scholarship, I wouldn't fucking
yeah, there's some heat between them.
fuck that.
Oh, yeah.
Biggest reason also is just because I like whenever Sean Spears is mentioned, his reaction. It's
Yeah,
great.
I keep forgetting.
Fucking garbage.
He has to stop acting like a diva in public.
Yeah,
That's
he's a
all.
piece of shit. Gotta stop being a piece of shit is what it is. He's a spear of shit. He's like a turd spear. Like a
Sound
log
like-
with a point.
You sound like Leahy from Trailer Park Boys. Shit
Yeah.
spear.
All right.
Yeah.
I do remember thinking the match was better than other ones. If I remember correctly, they did a... When was the ref distracted? They tried to make a big point of it. Was that the main event? Which was the main event in AEW? That was the tag match, right?
Yeah, tag match.
Yep.
I think, was it this match or was it that match where JR's all like, oh, the ref's the only person in the whole building who didn't see that?
I think it was this one.
I think it was this one where they did a really bad job of distracting the ref. And I think Tully got involved and did something.
Yeah.
And then the ref turns around and goes, fucking God. I didn't put the refs as my bottom 5, but I really fucking should have. They were really bad this week. Super cartoonish, putting themselves over and trying to be a bigger character than in the match. They were distracting from the match. They were so... I mean, one dude even like did this big jump to a fucking thing, and I was like, stop.
Calm your ass.
Yeah, you are a part of the match. You are not in the match. Fucking
Not supposed to distract us.
yeah. Yeah, and then the whole like, whoa, what? I don't know. What do you mean? It's
Like
okay,
Don Knotts.
Stackhouse said, I just wonder what the point was for Sean leaving WWE for AEW just to put over ex-WWE guys.
hell yeah, dude. He's a good hand.
He's a good hand and he wants to work. I mean, that's the thing. He just wants to wrestle.
That's a good point. He wants to wrestle, and he's not good enough to go over those guys. So he's doing exactly what he should do, just at all. He wasn't even being utilized to put over guys in WWE.
Yeah.
So if he's going to job out, he's going to job out on TV.
Yeah.
I can respect that.
Yeah. I mean, work. He wants to work. He wants to get paid money for his work, and more power to him, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
But also, fuck that guy.
Yeah. Also, if you got hit by a car, I wouldn't like care.
You'd rate the car accident a perfect 10. if you were driving toward me and he did that to you, you'd floor it.
I'd blink my flash. I'd flash my brights at him. Let's see. So that was on your top. Did
Yeah.
you have another top that we haven't talked about yet?
Yes.
What was it?
War Raiders winning the Raw tag titles.
That was pretty fucking cool.
That was awesome.
I like how they seemed kind of emotional about it.
Yep.
That seemed legit.
Yeah. No, they're happy. I mean, because they've won like the big ones for ROH, IWGP, NXT, and now the Raw tag team titles. They're the only tag team to do that.
I like that they talked about that.
Yes,
Yeah.
I was gonna say the promo after was fucking cool. You should talk about it. I like when WWE acknowledges like, hey, we did shit somewhere else.
Yeah.
Because usually they say we've held championships all over the world.
Yes.
That's
They're
usually
only
the line they
specific.
use.
The only time that they actually were specific about the IWGP was AJ Styles' debut. And that was the only time they actually mentioned it.
Did they say it on that
They
one?
said it because Brock. And they said Brock. He's the only other person who...
Besides Brock.
Yeah.
To hold the IWGP.
Yeah.
I thought before, I think leading into the AJ and Shinsuke match at Mania, I think they mentioned Shinsuke holding it.
They might have mentioned it for Shinsuke too.
Because they showed a bunch of pictures of the Japanese
It
stuff.
would make sense. I mean, yeah.
Because he was the youngest, right, to hold it? Shinsuke?
But like guys like Finn Balor or Ricochet winning the light heavyweight, no.
Oh, yeah, it's not coming in.
They're not coming.
It's not coming.
But yeah, this is on my top because they are the most deserving tag team. They should hold on to these tag titles till WrestleMania, as far as they're concerned.
Yeah. I don't see a reason not to.
If they lose them before that, before the end of the year, it's a flop. Just keep them on the bad boys, or keep the bad boys on these guys, and yeah, let it ride.
You think I don't know shit, but I know fucking everything, Clump.
What's he looking up right now?
He just Googled youngest IWGP champion, and the first thing that pops up is huge. It says Shinsuke Nakamura.
Yeah,
Younger than I thought too.
Yeah, he was like 11.
He was like 11.
That's what happens in Japan. All these children are wrestling. He probably beat Kenny Omega for it.
Rio started at 9.
23.
Kidding.
But the match itself was also pretty good. I like Bobby Roode.
It was a good match.
Yeah.
I respect Dolph Ziggler. I don't like how he's been portrayed, but I think he's a good wrestler.
I think he is a good hand. He's a very good hand. I think.
Yeah,
He's the Mr. Perfect of our era.
pretty much. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. And I think a lot of people would hate to admit that though.
Yeah, when he said it, I was like, "Motherfucker, it's true," because I want him to have a title. Because whenever he does things like, fuck, you're good. I want you to hold a big belt again, and I know you could do it, but I also know you are a great person at putting people over.
He's great at so much stuff. I think that as fans, we lose track of the idea of this is a big show with a lot of different levels, a lot of people involved. There's only room for one major championship. And if everyone we thought was fantastic and deserved it got it, it would be like the hardcore championship. It would just be a fucking mess. It would feel like 24/7. Everyone would have it all the time. The whole thing that people were talking about, people having bad booking and they should go to AEW because they'll be booked right, I think people misread booking right as holding a championship as well. It's like they talk about AEW like everyone's just going to be given a championship when they arrive. That's not going to be the case either. They got to make the championship coveted. It's the reason it means so much to us is because it doesn't go to everybody who should have it or who could have deserved it. Piper never held it. Do we think Roddy Piper was a fucking jobber? Do we think of him as like nothing? Like, no. There's a lot of different levels of the show that I think get lost in the mix. And as fans, we like them so much that we go, give him the big prize because it means everything to me. All right, well, it might not be part of the show.
Yeah.
But I can agree with that if he held it, I wouldn't be like, how did he get this? I'm like, yeah.
And I also had a side note too that the Glorious DDT is well protected.
It is.
Probably one of the most protected finishes in WWE.
Because it looks for a DDT. Generally, DDT always gets at least a 2 count now, which is good again because it is a pretty fucking evil move.
It's pretty gnarly.
Like,
And
I'm pretty sure it was kicked out. Maybe somebody kicked out in NXT once. Who did he go up against? Was it Drew?
Drew McIntyre.
Yeah, Drew. So maybe Drew kicked out of it once. Other than that, I don't think anyone's kicked out in the main roster.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think so.
But yeah, the War Raiders winning the tag titles, that's awesome.
Yeah, I was
Oh, yeah.
happy about that. Anything else to say about that?
Oh, I agree. I think it was a good. I was really, really happy to see that happen. Their matches have been way better lately because their matches against jobbers were funny, but they weren't showcasing what they can do, and they can do a lot with more time.
For sure.
I'm always a fan of the assistant stink face. It's my favorite move.
Of the what?
Throws his ass into the guy's head.
Oh, the assisting face. Yeah. Oh, everything their style is incredible. Every match they have is a wow match because those guys' style is ridiculous. So let's see. That brings us back to the bottom fives. My next bottom five was Jericho. Jericho specifically trying to shit on WWE Creative in the show was at first kind of laughable, but it's also followed up in the same promo by him trying to put over WWE Creative. And then later on in the show, there was also several other remarks to WWE Creative in positive light. And I feel like if you guys are going to go out of your way to try to celebrate that we're not WWE Creative, we're better than WWE Creative is also shitty, you can't then go through and talk about how great the creative is on the back end. Because they talked about Eddie Guerrero, they talked about The List, they talked about Stupid Idiot, they talked about JR's Black Hat, which, by the way, JR did not want to do and was really mad that he had to, and now he's talking about how it's such a great idea when it happened. And Ty Dillinger doing the perfect 10 in the middle of his thing. If WWE Creative was such shit, drop all the WWE stuff. Just drop it. That's all. If you dropped it and said they were shit, I'd be like, okay, cool, at least they're staying ringing true. But this felt like We the People was shit, everything they do is shit, we're great, and they just made the list. You're like, oh, what the fuck, man, you can't fucking do that.
Okay. Actually, Jericho made my top.
Which is fine.
So yeah, that I disagree on. I thought the promo that he cut was really good. It felt more genuine than any promos that I heard like on WWE that week. And I think that's the difference between a scripted and an unscripted promo. I do agree with you though about shitting on WWE. I think doing it for the We the People was good. But then yeah, I totally forgot that he did the list. He mentioned the list in his promo.
Stupid idiot.
That's stupid. Yeah, doing that as a throwback is kind of.
That's where my gear was ground.
Yeah.
If he had just left the promo alone, or if he'd said, We the People was like, we're moving past that. That was a lifetime ago that we're not really fond of. And if he didn't bring up all the other stuff,
Yeah.
I'd have been like, okay.
I agree with that. Yeah.
But you can't go around saying Viva La Raza and celebrating Eddie Guerrero and then saying all of WWE Creative is shit because Eddie's a legend because of how WWE went. He's not a legend because of what he did in WCW.
I don't think.
You know what I mean?
I think you can still shit on WWE Creative and then give some love to Eddie. I think you can have both.
If it was
you
just
can have
that.
your cake and eat it too there.
If it was just that.
But yeah, no, also doing the callbacks to his old gimmicks and all that other shit. Yeah, I can see that being shitty.
Yeah, I was like, you don't get both.
But I like the promo. It felt like a heel champion promo.
I felt like it was too long. It could have been shorter.
It could have gone a little bit shorter, yeah. But I also like the introduction of the Inner Circle. I like the name of the Inner Circle. I think it's a good...
I was half and half on it. I'll see if it grows on me.
Yeah.
I wasn't blown away by it. It wasn't like, oh shit, that's like New World Order style.
Yeah,
it was just kind of okay, it's the Inner Circle.
And it makes sense. It's like Jericho's Inner Circle. It makes sense to me.
I felt also was a little tongue-in-cheek to WCW and NWO. Because didn't he always shit on NWO being the Inner Circle? Didn't he talk about that in his book?
I don't know. I didn't read the book, so I'm not too sure.
Yeah. But I don't know if he named it that necessarily, but I'm saying like...
That's going deep, though.
But yeah, I feel like that this is like their way of like, how do we make the NWO without making it the NWO? Well, the NWO was really the inner circle of the top people, because the top creative at the time was Scott, Kevin, Bischoff, and Hogan. Mm-hmm. They were the creative team. And then Kevin Sullivan was the booker. So it really was like the inner circle. So I can see him making a callback to that.
Okay, yeah, that's
I wasn't a fan of the shirt design. Did you like the shirt design?
No.
When I saw it, I was like, that's not a logo I'm going to get a patch of. Like
yeah,
NWO.
I wouldn't get that T-shirt. No.
I want a new logo for them. I'd be okay with it if it had
And
the
just
logo.
the group itself, I'm not particularly...
What do you think of LAX?
Excited for.
I mean, LAX, yes, I like them.
What about that fucking dude and the idiot on the side?
Oh, Sammy?
No, not Sammy.
Oh, the other guy.
The other idiot.
Yeah, he's tongue out.
Yeah, that was.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
I hated that shit.
It's kind of weird.
It got really old. Realized, okay, I get it. You're crazy. Stop.
Yeah.
Because at first he's like, this guy's like a little pit bull, and he's like, like that was his thing now, and I was all like, no.
It made me think of Tama Tonga, because Tama Tonga will do these weird like gestures and like face movements, but then he does other shit. It was just like
It's cartoony. It's real cartoony.
Yeah, Tama Tonga does this thing where he like makes his eyes wide. Yeah, then he does other shit, do other shit. Yeah, he literally, and that I was like, okay, this shit's getting old, because that might.
Yeah,
Yeah.
producer thought there was something wrong with him. Like, I legit was like, oh, is this like a serious like tick that he can't
Or like a Eugene thing.
stop in front
can't
of the
make fun of him.
camera
That's his gimmick
until
now.
he like starts fighting? Like, maybe this is why he doesn't do promos?
Festus.
He better do it in his matches, and it better ruin a match. Like, I hope that he's doing that, and then someone hits him. He's like,
He bites his
Then it would
tongue.
make sense.
Oh fuck, that'd be me. Oh shit! You just see the X. Oh, that's a lot of blood. That's a fuckload of blood. Oh no. What's that little red shit in the? Oh no.
Oh, to get on ice.
Sammy Guevara, I thought it was a little weird how much he was doing with the tongue as well.
Yeah.
I thought they should have had that locked down to one gimmick dude. Can't have two tongue guys. I do think this.
Hager starts doing the tongue.
Just
Yeah.
one tall, angry white guy just talking.
I will say that in the same breath of Jericho was a good example of an unscripted promo sounding good and real. I think by having him have such a long segment of introducing everyone and not allowing anybody to talk but him also kind of highlighted their fear of not scripting people, because you've had Hager on there for 2 weeks now and he hasn't said a word and he just stands there looking like an idiot. And it's
Would
not
you
working.
have him cut a promo knowing his charisma in WWE?
If you want to tell me that your whole thing here is that scripting wrestlers is horrible and what's best for business is that wrestlers can cut their own promos and be real and honest, then yeah, I think every person you have out there, give them a fucking mic if you're so brave. If you're telling me that writers shouldn't be involved and they shouldn't be scripting people, because the only reason WWE does it and for who they do it is because some people are weaker on the mic than others. There's a ton of wrestling talent from WWE who's come out since Dean Ambrose thing saying that I'm not scripted. Road Dogg's even said from the NXT perspective that they don't script any of the people in NXT. They don't script the people in the main roster who don't need assistance, who don't need help. They're scripting people, and sometimes people sound scripted because they have to remember their lines, they're not great at it, or sometimes they sound scripted because they're just unnaturally good at talking.
Yeah.
So it just comes off a little robotic. But if you're going to say we will not have writers and no one will be scripted, then you're telling me you are bringing in talent who can do that. And if you're telling me you're bringing in talent who cannot do it, and you've only got 2 dudes on the roster who can because they didn't just hand the mic around last night, then I'm saying you either need to say that writers have a place in wrestling, or you need to start bringing in people who can cut a promo. So if you're bringing in someone as a big deal, this is our huge deal. We got fucking a 2-time winning in a lower level MMA match. We brought him in because he's the real deal, but let's just not let him talk. Then you brought in the wrong guy in my book.
Yeah. I mean, maybe I don't know. Give him time. Maybe he'll cut a promo next week. We'll see.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe.
I'd like to
the
see
lack of
talk.
promos. Yeah, I want to see these people talk. And if you're going to have Jericho talk for that long and not hand the mic over for somebody, even just say like their new catchphrase.
Yeah.
Give them a moment on the mic to say a thing. 1 or 2 lines. Even tell them, when I hand the mic, you say this thing and that is it. I don't care.
It made me think of when Ultimate Warrior came to WCW. There's a do you know what I'm talking about? Where he came in and they let him go, and Bischoff was in the ring, and you can, if you watch it back, Bischoff is kind of like looking and like finish the book because he went for like 25 minutes.
Okay.
This wasn't that long, but it was like a rambly ass fucking. It was like, and I it was one of my low points, and it was more for like kind of both of what y'all are saying. Like, I felt like the way that he went about talking about WWE creative, it was kind of frustrating. I also didn't like fucking Tongue Guy. I just felt like it was a weak stable. I feel like the Dark Order had a better, more impactful entrance than they did.
Yeah, they felt more dominating.
True.
This does
With
feel
the
like a
weird
bunch of kids with an
BDSM
old
shit.
man around them.
With their weird BDSM shit.
It did. That's so sad, but it really did.
And since I said most of it already, I'll just go ahead and finish my other of the bottom 5 was actually Jake Hager in general. Because he's been on here twice and he's not made much of an impact on either of them. And I was hoping he would do something. Because he's coming in as the muscle. He got chased away right away.
Beat the crap out of people, man. Like, haven't beat the crap out of people.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
He should have been fucking, like when Inner Circle started jumping, whoever was left in that thing, Jake Hager was the first one chased away and never came back. He should have been the one person left, just beating the shit out of everybody. And then they're being like, holy shit, imagine if all his buddies were here. But it was the opposite. He ran away, I don't know why, he was scared. And he's done nothing of impact in 2 weeks and didn't even say a word. Plus he screamed at one point during the promo that seemed like the wrong spot. Because Jericho's saying something, all of a sudden Jake just steps forward and goes, "Ah!" And I was all like, because then like Jericho's like getting close to him and was like, fuck, what? Like, why did you do that? Yeah, he's like, oh, God, sorry.
Also, like
I was like,
their gear is so disjointed. I don't know their connection point because it feels like you have Jericho, who looks like the CEO of Hot Topic, or Spencer's. You have Sammy, who's in like ring gear, which
Sort
okay,
of.
cool.
he's like Teen Idol-y looking.
You know. Then you have Santana or Ortiz, who I like their gear, but it doesn't connect with anyone. And then Jack Hager, who just looks like he manages a fucking Men's Warehouse.
Yes.
His polo looked weird. I didn't think it would, but it
It's
did.
like the same polos, different color.
I feel like
Yeah.
he's about to go golfing.
Yeah.
Every
checks haven't
time, I
cleared
think
yet.
he's going to go golfing.
Yeah, it's all got like the one color, but like the one stripe.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, and
He's got a guy. He's got a polo guy.
yeah, there's just like loads of them. Yeah, there's not much branding for what should be branded heavily by now, and Jack Hager's just had no impact, and I really wish he would by now. But the only reason I brought that up to finish up that one is because we talked so much about his presence in that promo in general. But I can respect the idea of as a standalone promo, Jericho on the mic. It was not bad.
Yeah.
It was one of the stronger promos of the night, but it was also one of the only promos of the night.
True.
And I just would have liked to see if a company's going to say, we're not scripting our guys because our guys know how to do their job. Let me see it.
Yeah, let these other guys get stuff over.
Yeah.
Because I'm trying to think right now, like, what's the most over thing in AEW right now?
I think AEW.
Just
The
AEW.
fact that it's AEW.
Right? So like they
I think
haven't
it's
got
just over
they haven't gotten any gimmicks over yet. So yeah, that's a fair point, man. They need to get on there.
Yeah, that's my frustration.
Yeah.
What was your next bottom 5?
I was that.
You can't.
Okay,
You
let
don't
me
get
add
the point of this, I think.
Okay.
We go through all the stuff, and even if we get through the first 5, and you're like, well, that was actually all of mine.
Okay,
and
okay.
He's got 4 more to
Right,
go. Then
I
we're
mean,
gonna sit there and talk about
This
his
is why
other
I
4.
added extra ones. Street Profits getting announced on Raw and getting to announce himself separate from everyone else on the roster, I felt was kind of weird. Like, it was like, okay,
Not a
you're
fan.
not in the important draft picks. It felt weird, and I like the work in the ring. I'm not the biggest fan
They
of the
got
promos.
drafted with the rest of the draft, and then they just also got a segment to talk about it.
Yeah,
They got both.
They're trying to put them over.
I know, it's not going though.
I didn't like it. I didn't like the way it was
They're
done.
great in the ring. Put them in the ring.
I liked OC
Fantastic.
beating the shit out of them.
Oh, yes, I love them as OC jobbers.
Yeah, I know exactly. I didn't like that match. I wasn't wasn't a fan of that. That's something that they should put the profits over.
Well, the match didn't actually happen, right?
No, yeah. But I mean, it should be one of those things where the old guys should give the younger guys a rub.
Well, yeah, but they did, and then the match didn't happen. I think the match was supposed to happen, but I don't know. So they started the thing where it's like, hey, we're going to jump these dudes, and then they'll probably go over in an actual match.
Right.
I wonder who they're going to bring as their third. What do you think?
Shut up.
Do you think Aleister Black?
Well, they can.
I was trying to think of another black guy.
That literally, I was like, it's gonna be something kind of fucked up and dumb.
That's why I said Aleister
Ricochet,
Black.
probably.
I said Aleister
I
Black.
was going to say Ricochet.
Yeah.
Get it? Aleister
Yes,
Black.
yes, and a black guy. I'm thinking Ricochet. That'd probably make the most
Gabe just
sense.
slaps me.
That makes more sense.
Stop!
And
You think
yeah,
Ricochet makes more sense?
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna put fucking Buddy Murphy, and I'm just gonna put like that. They're gonna have like, you get what I mean? So, and this, it's gonna be.
They could put in Cedric Alexander. That would work.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that would
actually,
work.
Actually, that's probably
that actually would be
it.
yeah,
That's probably
that's,
it.
that's exactly what.
That'll work.
I don't know why you're thinking.
By the way, what the fuck is NXT's Swerve?
The dude who
Isaiah Swerve Scott?
who was like,
Oh!
yeah, he was awesome. He, was
really
super
cool.
fluid.
Swerve. Isaac Scott.
Yeah,
He was really good.
he is good.
He was really good. I'd never seen or heard of him, and I was impressed by him.
I
Seemed very fluid.
I haven't seen much of him prior to the breakout tournament that they did, but I
was
did
in it?
enjoy that. Yeah, he was.
That's cool.
That's where they introduced him. Another guy that I like too, Dexter Lumis from that tournament. You guys know who he is? Just like the creepy, he's got like Dexter vibes, but he's got like a mustache and I don't know. He has got a really cool Instagram account. He does like art,
Yeah?
so he does like
That's cool.
sketches of other wrestlers too. So it's pretty cool.
Sounds sketchy.
But he's a weird like.
Sounds pretty creepy.
His character, yeah, he's a creep though. Like his character's really creepy in NXT.
It's worth checking out, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't a fan of much of the Street Profits business.
Yeah.
And even once they got jumped by OC, they kind of also immediately no-sold it too. Ford just gets up and he's like, "I'm mad, man."
Yeah.
He's too cartoonish.
Montez,
Yeah, he's like a child. But, anyways, what was your next bottom five?
My next bottom five. Let's see. Okay, the draft.
Shane Strickland, kill shot on Lucha Underground. Oh shit! Yeah. What'd you say?
The draft.
The draft was on your top
draft
five. Bottom five.
Bottom five.
Yeah.
Yes. The draft and specifically the war rooms.
I actually put that representation of the draft war rooms.
Yes, the war rooms.
Were fucking nauseating.
Oh god, it just made it so corny, and you know that they were just all actors or all plants in there, and it's just.
And they shot it all in one
Yeah.
snippet, and you could tell because they were wearing the same thing day
Yeah.
after day, and
Yeah, I
their
hated
fake, stupid celebrations.
I
They're
hated
fucking
it.
no. Had like
I hated it.
so fucking pissed.
That's probably my number one bottom, honestly, for the week because
I don't get
it really took me out of the whole show. It's like,
did.
oh yeah, this isn't real.
Which is a thing that is otherwise exciting. The draft is always cool to be like, oh, cool, we're going to see who's going where. But then, not only did the draft make very little impact, I think 4 people switched brands, but you also had all this cartoonish war room shit, and you also had a bunch of cut-ins from people who are not in wrestling
Yeah.
Oh
talking about the draft
Oh yeah.
in a very patronizing way.
Yeah.
It felt like your uncle playing tea with your niece, and you're like, that guy's pretending he's drinking tea and he's not.
Yeah.
That's what it felt like every time it cut over to somebody being like, Hogan will be my top pick. And you're like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
the fuck?
So Alexa and they just announced Alexa and Nikki are going to SmackDown. I don't know.
That was their announcement?
That was their announcement right now.
Alexa-
3 minutes ago.
So Alexa and Nikki are moving to
I've
SmackDown?
been traded to SmackDown.
Weren't they on?
Who got traded to Raw then?
In exchange, Raw will get future draft pick considerations.
They're still
What?
doing this bullshit?
Yep, that's what 3 minutes ago tweeted.
Breaking news!
WWE on Fox. Twitter.
Breaking news. Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross have both moved independently but together as a team to SmackDown, where Raw will in turn get future draft picks even though the draft is over.
Sure you're not
So-
drinking this week?
Yeah. Wait, what the
Yeah.
future
Wait.
draft picks?
Yeah, way to
This
sell
shit
some-
isn't over.
This is the whole fucking oceanfront property in Arizona trick. You know, you just sold someone a house that doesn't exist. That's cool.
I'm trying to wrap my head around this. Because like also.
So next year's draft, they got extra. They get 2 extra.
Okay, so.
Dude, are you sure you don't want like straight whiskey?
Who? Yeah, I'm getting close.
You got tequila? Can I have more ice in this son of a bitch?
So what other women's tag are in SmackDown then?
On SmackDown, well, we got the Boston Hug Connection for one. They're back together.
Okay, yeah.
Kabuki Warriors on Raw, right?
Yes, they're
You got Carmella now on SmackDown.
she's solo though.
She's solo, but if Naomi ends up on SmackDown, then you have the Glow, Fabulous Glow.
And what's the fucking point if they don't have a belt then?
The belt can still be defended on either brand, they say.
Oh, they're not fucking doing that.
They're not gonna do that.
They said it on Raw. They said you can still defend the title on either brand.
So
'Cause they said,
pay-per-views
we
only.
got the title there, and then Dio's all like, but you can still do either. Which, by the way,
Then they
Never
should do
mind.
that for the men's tag team too. There should only be one men's tag team champions.
there are more. Well, I guess at this point, maybe not. I was gonna say there's way more men's tag teams than there are women's tag teams, but there actually might not be that
It
much
makes it
more.
have more stake, though.
What?
Are you talking about heavy machinery, stakes and weights?
It gives it more stakes though if you have like one tag team.
You do, but the thing is, the reason they did the one women's tag belt with going to all brands is because they only had, I think it was 16 women across all brands. They didn't have enough women to have teams that could be competitive, especially on one thing. So SmackDown only had 8 women at all, flat out. So you only had a max of 4 teams. They were like, this isn't going to work. So unless Raw and SmackDown have more than 4 teams each in the men's division, then I guess you can make the argument that they don't also deserve 2 separate tag titles. You know what I mean? Well, you got the turmoil coming up. How many teams was in that? That was more than the women's division entirely.
That's true. I mean, there's probably more than. I mean, obviously there's gonna be like more than 4 per brand, but.
There wasn't in the women's division though when the tag team title came
Well,
to
I'm talking men's now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd like to do the research on that because I feel like having a single tag team title makes more sense.
I think so.
Makes more impact in the company. But again, it's all about USA and Fox now. What they want.
Yeah. I also read that that's why R-Truth is on Raw, because as the 24/7 champion, the 24/7 title was a USA creation. If you remember, it was originally made because they wanted third hour to have something. So at first, the 24/7 title was only to be defended during the last hour, and it was when Raw was back to Raw, and they would turn the lights off and shit, and then all the graphics would be in black and white. That didn't last more
I
than
was
2
just
weeks.
gonna say that didn't last very long at all.
Yeah, it was like 2 weeks, and then it was over. But the 24/7 title does belong to USA effectively, so they weren't going to let that go to SmackDown.
But they'll-
and Carmella being with Corey is why supposedly they say that Carmella went to SmackDown to be near Corey.
And so going back to the trade itself, I was surprised that Alexa wasn't on SmackDown or wasn't drafted to SmackDown.
Why?
I just feel like she's more of a SmackDown kind of person.
Yeah, I think that she's had enough of a run with those talents, and I think that the Raw talent pool's more people we haven't seen her face off with. And I thought Alexa was against Becky or Lacey or Natty, or even Ruby or Logan or Liv Morgan. Or wait, Liv is on SmackDown now. I thought that some of those sounded more interesting than seeing Alexa again go with Bayley or again with a lot of the other ones. Okay. It just to me, it felt like a little bit different. But I mean, I don't think that she fits poorly in any place you put her.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the big news. Breaking news. Big trade. Alexa and Nikki have made it to SmackDown. The women's tag team title remains on Raw for now. So we'll see what that means.
Yeah, we'll see how that works out.
It's just, but yeah, the draft I think was like didn't have an effect. It was boring. It was
Super boring to have her just go out there and read a list.
Yeah.
And the amount of like pop culture figures coming into both shows to just talk about it really was frustrating because it was like you don't care.
It got worse and worse every time.
You're not a wrestling fan.
Yeah, the first time or two it was kind of neat, but then it was like every show on NBC and half the shows on Fox. It was like, this is getting old and it's waste TV.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was something that otherwise I would be excited about. I always like to shake up. I like drafts and like it's cool to see people move around. But after a couple rounds and realizing no one's actually moving, producer brought up when we were watching it that perhaps this was not intended as an actual draft to shift rosters, It wasn't worded this way, but this is what I got out of it. That it was actually intended more as a roll call to let the viewers know who's on what show.
Yeah.
Because SmackDown being new to Fox, people don't know who's on what show.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
And apparently, they had like leaked pretty much the draft results.
whole draft,
The
yeah.
whole draft prior to the episode. Yeah,
On
coming out.
accident.
So you're actually able to go to WWE.com, look up what they call the preliminary draft pool,
Yeah.
which happened to be the draft pick for pick.
Yeah. It was the whole thing.
Also, Drew McIntyre being like the first pick was kind of like, because I was like, oh, we exist still.
Yeah, he's still there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so something that otherwise could have been cool was turned into kind of a shitty waste of TV.
Yep.
Especially if you're just going to go there and list it. I'd rather you just say, hey, go to my Instagram and look at it.
It's better like when they did in the old days when they had like Flair and McMahon or like Bischoff and
Show the people's reactions. Because they used to have all of them sitting in the back. And they would legit have cameras on them and stuff. And then, like, when someone got drafted to what, they'd be like, oh, wow. Then you'd see them, like, sad. Or you see them hug someone that they knew. And, like, it
Undertaker
made it
throw a
thing.
big old fucking chair somewhere.
Yeah.
I'm glad that they didn't tear up tag teams, though, for the most part.
Eric Rowan and Luke Harper are no longer.
Oh, they're on the same? Well,
Well, Luke Harper wasn't drafted at all. He's probably dead to them. But
Yes.
Eric Rowan was drafted alone. I did think it was interesting that they drafted Alexa and Nikki alone, but put them together. And then
Well-
again.
well, I think they, like, it's one of those things where they probably realized their mistake, like, oh, shit, we should just keep the tag teams together for now.
Yeah. Again, it was probably roll call and not an
Yeah,
actual
no,
draft,
that's-
which
that's
was
a good-
really fucking
That's a really good
disappointing.
point, though. That's probably what happened.
That makes sense because of like the New Day, because they drafted the New Day rather than drafting like Kofi, which I'm happy they didn't separate the New Day. That's actually comes up to one of my tops.
That would have been the stupid. I mean, there's no way in hell they would do that. You
can't.
This Fox turn. You can't. That's too much money.
Yeah.
Well, but conversely,
Too much cereal. Pancakes.
Too much cereal and pancakes.
more value in like the roll calls the New Day. Kofi's part of the New Day, which kind of is like fuck.
Can I get some New Day pancake mix? Have they
I think so.
done that?
Yeah. I'll find it.
It's just adding creatine to
It's a regular pancake
yeah,
mix.
crusty pancake mix.
I'm trying to think. There was something else about the draft that I thought was shitty that I was going to bring up, and it's not coming to mind. But yeah, it was boring, stale TV, and patronizing when they had the other people come in. When I think they were trying to legitimize it, it came off more patronizing than anything.
Oh, for sure.
So I was like, this feels awful.
Yeah. They really put out all the stops for this draft.
Yeah.
Just, you know.
Um,
Speaking of brands, though, Bischoff is no longer with the company.
Yep, Bischoff's no longer with the company. Bruce Pritchard has taken his place as executive chief director, creative or something.
Caterer, eater.
Yeah. And when asked, so they announced that Pritchard was taking that role. Someone asked out to WWE, what role is Eric Bischoff going to be falling into? And they said he's no longer with the company.
Yeah, it was reported by Meltzer earlier today, I think.
Oh, well, then definitely fucking true. I know that shit.
Yeah.
WWE also said it out loud, so that's the part that I got it. So I don't know what Bischoff did or didn't do or whatever, so I don't know if it was a good or bad move. But the only thing I could think of that I actually felt going into it was Bischoff was on his podcast, and he was not shy about how excited he was, how anxious he was to do it. He sold his house and moved the whole family to Stamford.
Oh, no.
He talked about how much they loved the house and like how at the end of the day it's just things and how much he was part of that community. He was going over all these things to let you know how important this was to him. And here we were
They never gave him
4
a
months
chance.
later.
I don't think he ever got a chance.
I don't think so either. And that's kind of what he was even saying in the thing was that he expected the understanding was it was going to be 6 months before he was fully enrolled.
Yeah.
That he was really going to be taking a back seat for at least 6 months. And here we are 4 months later and them saying like, you're done. So I feel like that maybe they didn't give him a chance or maybe they saw absolutely no progress in 4 months and they thought we don't have 2 more months to invest in this. I don't know. I don't work back there.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
The idea I get, producer, from all the reviews of folks who have worked there is that you really are at a super fast pace. So I think the expectations feel high. So I don't know, maybe if in that role they were just expecting a lot and said, yeah, 6 months, but really, in their minds maybe they're like, all right, let's see after 2.
Sure.
Who knows?
That's possible. I don't think that Bischoff is a stranger to the business or the company. That I think that it's something he would have known going into it, but maybe not.
I don't know.
But yeah, I feel like that seemed a little early, and all I could think was how much of a bummer it sounded like to. And maybe it was his decision. We don't fucking know, really.
Yeah, no.
You know, he could have said, "Hey, man, this is not working out for
Not
me."
a lot of news on it right now.
So yeah, it was more than anything, I was bummed about the concept of him having sold his house and moved his whole family, and then being stuck in Stanford now. Like, what's next?
Yep.
So I just hope that that's not the case at the end of the day. That's all I hope, is that he's got a plan and a motion forward.
Or signed a contract and have a severance package, like some kind of
Something.
compensation to get out.
Yeah, for sure.
$10 he appears within 6 months on AEW.
No.
That's not probably far from it. That'd be so funny. I hope he comes out as the new head of the Inner Circle.
It was me all along.
It was me all along, Jericho.
Fuck you, Cody.
I was also upset by the draft not having NXT included at all.
Yes.
I really wish that NXT was included and was drafting motherfuckers.
Well, at the same time, they need to bolster their NXT roster as much as they can since it's it's on television.
But they could have. This would have been a perfect time for them to say, let's send KO over there.
Oh, for NXT to draft. Okay. I
Pull
see.
Sammy down. Pull
Yeah,
KO down.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pull,
yeah.
I mean, they already got Balor. And then maybe they send over a Baszler or something. You know what I mean?
don't-
Like, have a...
I don't know. See, I'm still kind of indifferent about Balor going down to NXT. I just think it's that the scene that he's going to be in is already cluttered with some really good talent.
I think he's better than them. Fuck you, dude.
He is, but I mean, he is, but it's just adding another cog to the machine.
Yeah, it's an incredible star power for that, because here's like main roster star power who's over no matter where you send him. I think it could be really exciting. I think it'd be cool. I think he was definitely at his peak when he was in NXT, and I think it's possible for him to recapture that. We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see. I don't know. I'm excited in essence, but nothing's happened yet, so I don't know. Could go horribly. Let's see. So then it brings us back to our top fives, which brings me to the overall NXT production. I thought was fantastic. In the same vein where I thought the AEW lacked a little bit in showing a number of promos, I did like that AEW had Jimmy Havoc do a little promo in the corner video package. But in that same vein, NXT had way more video promo packages than they had in-ring promos. And I thought that actually came out really nice and clean that way. So they were able to give people mics in the ring, their time with the mic for people who they knew were strong enough to handle the live TV feel. And the people who are a little bit weaker, they're showing them how to get it done while on tape and still moving their stories along. And I thought the production of those was really cool and kept it felt like I was seeing a lot of stories move with very little time invested in it. So I thought that was pretty cool.
Well, I mean, WWE's been doing this for a long time now, so they've gotten the promos down.
Sometimes you forget that.
Sometimes you do,
Yeah.
but then you see their production quality with their vignettes that they do. They're not necessarily vignettes anymore. They're just standalone
like video promos,
yeah. Just the quality is much better.
And I'm not saying that AEW fucked up by not, but I'm saying like if you are in that mindset of why would I give Jake Hager a mic yet if we know that he's a little
Right.
weak, well, why wouldn't you give him a video promo?
Right.
You know what I mean, like let's see a little more people talk. And I like that NXT's already, and like you said, because they've been doing it a long fucking time, they already are aware of this person's a little bit weaker. Let's put him in front of a camera, and then being like, okay, this person's a little bit stronger. Let's put him in front of the crowd.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think that they are balancing that so good that I was like even more impressed with that aspect of it than I generally see on Raw. Because people on Raw, we see cut promos on the ring, and you're like, what the fuck was that? I will say this, going back to Tyson Fury, that dude was natural on the mic, better than Braun was. And I was like, fuck. And then the crowd was trying to shit on him too, and he was still holding his own just fine. And I was like, I'll be damned, Tyson Fury's good on the mic. yeah.
Yeah.
Doing better?
Yeah, I was like, he did a lot better than a lot of others I've seen tonight.
Yeah, I mean, Ronda
Mouthy promo
almost
there.
cried.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll give him that.
Whenever Braun does promo.
Yeah.
He
He
mouths
has
out
fish.
what he's saying before, so it's like
He's got
there's
fish
a
lips.
really bad promo with him and Paul Heyman, and Brock goes and he was fucked because Paul Heyman's there, and Paul Heyman says he's like, "Well, you can get these hands," and it was just like,
Yeah, and then Heyman's like, are you going to say something else? I'll say you can get these hands. And he goes, we're just going to leave then. It was a really fucking brutal one.
Damn it, Paul!
So he mouths them before or after?
He mouths
He
the
mouths
person.
them while the other dude's talking.
Jesse Ventura used to do the same thing. If you watch when Jesse and Vince would do commentary together and they both be on screen, you'd see Jesse going along with what Vince is saying and then goes, that's right, Vince, and like do the whole fucking...
Never noticed that.
If they're good, you don't.
If they're good, you don't. But yeah, so I thought the NXT production stood out above even the. I mean, as good as SmackDown is visually and stuff, I thought the way they pieced together the production stood out to me.
Yeah.
What do you got?
The Fiend on SmackDown.
The Fiend on SmackDown.
On SmackDown specifically. I'm
where
gonna
he
be
comes out from under the ring.
Yeah, on SmackDown, I was okay with that. That was cool. That added a bit to it because I was like, okay, that's bomb. He
He
throws.
comes out. Now, so did you like? So he drags Seth down and smoke billows out.
I don't like the smoke part.
And it spits him up.
I liked the smoke part. I didn't really like the spit out part. Did you like him being spit back out?
No,
Okay.
I like
Should have
it.
kept his ass down there. Just let the crowd
Here's the
know what
weird
happened.
bit. So afterwards, I was like, man, I hated that Seth comes back out and then the Fiend peaks and then disappears and then shows up on the ramp. But when I think back on it, this is the funny bit to me, is I didn't like it because I thought it pulled me out of the story of him being sucked into hell. Realistically, hell's not underneath that ring.
Yeah.
So the weird bit is, to me, I was like, it's so silly that he comes back out and Fiend looks and then goes away. The silly part was expecting hell to be there. But to me, I didn't like the reality of that Seth would escape to get away from being stuck under a ring with a psychopath. And then the psychopath looking at him saying, I could get you, and then saying, fuck it, I'll just leave. I'll get you another
And
time.
then teleports.
Yeah. But that's more realistic than the part that I thought it should have ended at.
I like the.
And somehow I was upset by the reverse.
I like the look. I like that. But yeah,
Yeah.
God, you got philosophical there. That wasn't under the ring.
Yeah, 100%. And that's why I was all like, this is bullshit. He should have been under the ring, sucked straight into hell, and that's it. He shouldn't have come back out. He should have just stayed laying under the ring with another random dude. Oh, wait, hold on. So, yeah, it felt like I was upset thinking the silly part was the fantasy part, and the reality part was goofy when that was what made it more real.
God damn it.
It was just fuck. I just thought about it later, and I was like, I'm backwards on this. But it was overall kind of cool to see him do the whole ring back. I always like when people come in and out of the ring.
Yeah, that was. I liked that callback. I liked him pulling him under. I was like, oh, that's cool. That works.
I think that's a good way to save the mystique of the Fiend.
Yeah.
Because after the Hell in a Cell match, obviously we don't need to go back.
See, at first I thought it was ruining the Fiend because now the Fiend can't suck someone into hell. But I was like, okay, it's not hell. It's just a psycho dragging a dude around. But yeah, he's still a demon in my mind.
Yeah.
It was decent as a way to like kind of bring back the
mystique with him
a little bit.
Yeah.
So I appreciate that. I feel bad for Bray though, having to run for all the teleporting.
Yeah.
And I think back to that one clip where he was out ringside. He wasn't supposed to be ringside. And someone was getting ready to enter. And he just books it up the stage.
Really?
Yeah, there's a clip of that. It's hilarious. So I just imagine that every time.
I think
Yeah.
they're doing it to make sure he maintains the physique.
Yeah.
Listen, we remember what you look like.
We trust you, but
We like you skinnier.
anything else to say about that bit? It was a short spot.
Yeah.
That was during the Fiend, or that was during Seth and Roman, right?
Oh no, I go into further in our.
No, I'm saying that was during Seth versus Roman.
Yeah.
You know, nice way to have Seth lose without losing again. Because Seth can't ever lose anymore. That's the
Yeah.
deal. What was your next on the top 5?
Let me look. Oh my gosh. Give me my. Good lord.
Can the producer put
Yeah.
a top?
I got one, but yeah, go ahead.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's just, I'll put up a picture.
But yeah, fine. Whatever.
I'll just put up the picture.
Yeah.
Okay, we can't see it though because this is invisible.
I got TV screen up on my phone.
So
Did you
there
put it?
on Raw.
Is it
there?
there?
There was a sign. Yeah.
Is it above us?
It was a fan sign. Yeah.
Oh shit! Yeah,
So
that is a good sign.
Kofi deserved a better end than that.
Oh. Yeah.
Yeah,
All right. That's all. That's all I got.
Yeah.
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 Go.
Again, I don't mind. Okay, but
Um,
all right. So the final one that I have that we haven't covered, Young Bucks versus Private Party.
you thought that match was good?
I love that match, man.
Okay.
That got me hooked. That's what got me hooked in the AEW for the night for the most part.
Did it?
And
It
then
was a good match. It was a really good match.
yeah, the ball just kept on rolling for me. and I really, really liked the Young Bucks put over new talent. They put over
Yes.
these guys that nobody really knows. Private Party are exciting to watch, man. They are a good tag team. He does not agree with me, but
I agree with you.
I think they're really athletic. So here's the gripe I have with those
I love
matches.
Cassidy's high pitch that he does every now and then.
I do not like that.
I love
Not a big fan, but I can understand why someone would like it. I'll give you that. But I don't like how much these two teams had to physically work together to get each other to do each other's moves. I like to see things look a little more like a fight. This looked like a video game. There wasn't as much selling as I would have liked either. These guys are all invincible for whatever reason. The other thing that got me was the obvious booking of it by them leading it in with two packages that just kept bringing home the fact that the Bucks were like, we have to win this one. We're the best. If we don't win, it shows that someone else could be good. Like they were really driving it home so much where you went, okay, clearly, okay, so they have to lose. They have to put over the Private Party because it just seemed too obvious otherwise.
I didn't get that feeling. I still went in there thinking that Young Bucks were probably going to win it.
I was like, I was hopeful.
The Stackhouse did like the match, but he wished they would have put them over clean and strong. I'm trying to remember how it ended specifically, but it was a little bit of a surprise win, right? It was like a roll-up or something.
I think it was a roll-up, yeah.
Yeah, it would have been nice to see that, especially considering they did a couple of their like finishing, like maneuver. They did that fucking crazy springboard RKO off the top thing that they do, and then for them to kick out of that, I'm like, that fuck you guys. Like the idea that you guys think that you will look weaker for going under for someone's finish is fucking silly, and it kind of takes me out of the match if I just watched 11 finishes in the match not do it. And all of a sudden, a roll-up does it. I'm a little less inclined to be all like, yay!
The roll-up is the move of the week right now.
It's a pretty standard, good, solid way
It's
to
the most
win.
protected move in AEW.
It's the most protect. Well,
In
didn't
all
Bayley win
wrestling.
by a roll-up?
True.
Bailey and Becky.
Yeah.
Becky had a crucifix roll-up.
Yeah, so
It's the
roll-up.
most protected roll-up.
Yeah.
Move. Yeah.
That's how you win matches.
Well, but
Schoolboy
Bailey's
roll-up.
roll-up was a reversal of a move into a roll-up, so that was a little slightly different. It wasn't just a roll-up.
I mean, that's
It was still a roll-up.
still a roll-up.
It was a roll-up that was a reversal, so it was like better.
Hit the finisher.
Yeah, it was a whole. So it was a
Okay.
Whole Foods roll-up. I get you. It was a bit fancier, had more into it. I got you.
No, hell no. Plus, Bailey's hair is way better than Young Buck's hair.
I
I like
for
the
the
thinking. They're like,
I've never liked the look. Yeah. Whenever I see Matt and Nick Jackson in a picture, I'm like, I like you guys, but fuck you. You're not photogenic. You try me, but no.
Oh wait, I can't remember which one's which. But one of them has like a major hairline. Like
yeah.
They both do now.
Yeah.
They both. It's like it's moved back. It's like,
yeah.
The one whose face is swelling outward also has a hairline going backward.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
the one with the button chop says cover that with a bandana.
Yeah. I kind of felt opposite where, so after watching this and then watching the Jericho promo, I cut it off. I turned it off and actually what did we end up watching? Total Divas?
No, we didn't see that.
I think it was.
No. Nope.
We turned it off and put on Total Divas. I was like, I'd rather watch Total Divas than this shit. But I went back to watch it a couple days later. But like the match I felt was like way too long. See if Carmella's announcing something. She just went on live on Instagram. I don't know why I got an alert for that, but I did.
Who?
Carmella.
Get those push notifications for
Yeah.
Hey, Corey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Young Buck matches look like video games. They don't look like fights, and that annoys me. I want it to look like a fight or a struggle. I felt like it went on way too long, too many finishes without finishing the match, and I felt like Young Bucks did everything they could to protect themselves without putting Private Party over, knowing that they had to lose the match, right? So Private Party did not come out looking strong. They looked kind of weak. It took an awful lot for them to win, and they had to fucking steal a win.
Yeah, it definitely came out as a steal for sure.
And I wish that they hadn't. I wish it was a shorter match. Not every match has to be 25 minutes, but that's how they book them all. And I think that that's hurting
That
them.
was super long.
It was really long. It should have been half the space. They should have got their finish on them, and they should have won. And the other Jackson should have been like, "Oh my god!"
I think NXT cleared 2 segments by the time they were done with that match.
Yeah, I think so.
Cool. Okay.
Yeah.
But it was a good match. I liked it. I did. I will put it. It was one I was really considering for my top because it was cool to see Private Party go over.
I do like that they put Private Party over. I did
Yeah.
like that. I didn't like how, but I like what they did.
Could have gone better, but I mean, again, Young Bucks could have also just said, "Fuck you, we're moving on to this tournament."
The other weird thing is that I saw someone was trying to say like Young Bucks put them over, and then be like, in the Young Bucks' defense, they've been trying to put over everyone. They always say they want to lose. And I'm like, who the fuck are you to know that shit? Like, secondly, first off, like,
Listen here, Matt.
he's
J.
like, at the end of the day, it's Khan's decision. Who's ever gonna win is gonna win. It's like, all right. It was a really weird article I read where I'm like, shut up.
Yeah.
But yeah, I wish that they had put the Private Party over way stronger than they did, because then it could have at least built to something crazy cool later on.
Yeah.
But I feel like Young Bucks are trying to protect themselves too much.
You gonna?
My next top.
Yeah.
Gotta cover your own ass, though, dude.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
I put the women's division of WWE to include NXT, because Bianca versus Dakota I thought was awesome. Rhea versus Aaliyah was way better than I thought it was going to be. Rhea looked strong as fuck. Aaliyah was like making Rhea look like a fucking monster. The way that she was like picking her up and screaming and fucking trying to wiggle out.
I was trying.
Yeah.
I really wanted to watch that match because I am a fan of Rhea.
Yeah.
But at that point, is the commentating that was really turning me off
Yes.
to NXT, and I'm comparing the commentating with AEW and NXT. I'm like, oh my god, I can't listen to these people right now. Back to AEW.
Yeah.
But yeah, I wanted to watch that match.
The commentating was not good.
Yeah.
One of my worst has a lot to do with the commentating this week, but the match itself was good, and I think we talked over a lot of the commentating. And then Bailey versus Charlotte, Charlotte versus Becky, just all awesome matches with good moments and stuff. And
No.
What?
Nothing.
What's he doing?
What did you hate about the women's division?
No.
No, he's gonna chew on that.
Yeah.
No.
Why?
What?
Why did you hate the women's division?
That's
No,
not food. There's like a million straws next to you.
Explain yourself.
No, I didn't. I agree with you.
I thought they just looked really strong. All their matches were really good. Even they gave the mic to Rhea and the mic to Bianca, and I thought they both did way better than I thought they would.
Oh, yeah.
Because I think the last time I heard Rhea talk, I was like, this is not good. And this time she talked, and I was like, oh, she's come a long way.
Well, when's the last time she talked? And then she just
It's like a year and a half ago, I think.
No, she talked like 2 weeks ago, and she called. No, not more than 2 weeks probably. But Shayna Baszler, bitch.
Oh, yeah. I don't remember watching that promo, but I do know what you're talking about.
Yeah. And I'm also a fan of Bianca Belair. Yeah, she's still kind of green, but she's like the most athletic girl on the entire roster, I think.
Fuck. Yeah.
I was not expecting as much out of her and Dakota as we got.
Yeah.
We got a pretty long match that was really good, and I was really
Welcome
surprised
back,
by that.
Dakota.
Yeah.
Welcome back, Dakota.
No kidding. Coming back strong. Oh, I also like their video they did of Tegan Knox training to come back.
Oh, God,
I
I'm
thought
so
that was
scared
cool.
for her, though. I'm just like, I feel like she's accident prone
Oh, yeah.
at this point. And I don't know. I hope the best for her, but you never know.
Just her promo, you just see shit falling down behind her. She's walking in. It's like,
It's like fucking Mr. Magoo.
She like walks into the wall.
crash.
But I like that video too, and that was also part of the NXT production thing I didn't bring up, was that I like when they show these people who get injured in their fight to come back and stuff. I always think that stuff's cool. And NXT does a better job doing that than the main roster does.
I mean, I feel bad for Tegan Knox. I remember when she did injure herself in the tournament, she was apologizing to Triple H. She's like, I'm sorry. I think she was supposed to go pretty far in that tournament.
Yeah.
And what was her ACL? Tore ACL?
It's her knee or some
Yeah.
shit.
Tore ACL again. So.
Yeah. So yeah, she came back super fucking strong. So I just thought the whole women's division on all three shows was super strong, and I thought she deserved a shout out.
Yeah.
What do you got next in your top fives?
Top fives, we talked about a little bit, but the New Day staying together, and I'll add that to the number of tag teams kind of staying together. I know we kind of talked about it a little bit, but with the story of Kofi, I could see at this point, well, if we're going to do this, let's split them up now and try and create a new story for people. I think it's good that we've not seen the New Day be split up or not seen them put in the spot where they're tearing, because they don't need to. And I think there's the story they tell is great together, and I don't like, in some cases, splitting tag teams up is fantastic. I don't think so here, and I'm happy that they didn't do it.
I was happy to see a lot of this tag team stay together too, because they always do these things and be like, well, who knows if they'll be a tag team next week. I was surprised they even drafted Bobby Roode and Ziggler together, but then they didn't draft Alexa and Nikki together. But yeah, it was cool to see them all together, and I was happy New Day went together.
I'm kind of upset with how Kofi has been post match, post losing the title. It's like he reverted back to how he was before he even got that push earlier this year. Just like happy-go-lucky, kind of just New Day, Kofi Kingston, not champion Kingston.
I hope they
With
use
the hard
it.
edge kind of a deal.
Yeah.
I hope they use it in a capacity that makes sense. But yeah,
I don't think
I
he's
feel
had
like
time to do those other things yet. I think they've just been like, here, go do your New Day segment. I don't
Yeah.
think he's had time to shine in his own moment.
I hope he doesn't get buried.
I don't think they're going to bury him, but I don't think they're going to put him back in that scene.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I just don't want it to be like fucking Finn Balor. Mm-hmm. Like Finn did get matches toward the end, but it just felt like, fuck, you're like almost like, yeah, we'll put you in it.
Yeah, we'll
Get
keep it on
there.
the show.
Yeah, but that was definitely one of my top was that they were together still.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I do agree that Kofi hasn't been showing that edge like he was showing during his title run, which was so cool. But we've only had 2 weeks of them on SmackDown. I don't think we've had time because he only lost the title last week. So we haven't had time to see him say
Seems like
anything.
forever ago.
Yeah, it does. I think it was Cornette mentioned in his podcast that having a title change hands that quick on someone who's that strong of a champion is something they used to do in the old territory days to protect the person who had to lose because it was seen as like a fluke. This person lost in such a way that it didn't damage their character or damage their title reign. It was like it was a fluke. It was a sucker punch. It could have been anybody at any time. Like
Compared to like long matches, like
So I'm
the
trying
one.
to say that's
Yeah.
that's how I'm defending the Brock Lesnar loss, and
Yeah.
that's how I look at it. And I know
Yeah.
a lot of people are not looking at it like that, but to me, I'd rather see that than see Kofi take an ass whooping for 20 minutes and then get pinned after an F5.
I think of like Triple H, Booker T, WrestleMania 19,
Oh
where
my
that
God.
was. And the worst part is that pin where it's Triple H for 30 seconds, if you can count it,
Crawls.
crawls. And it's
Yeah.
like, holy.
That's buried.
Yeah, that was just fucking burying Booker T.
yeah,
I initially was really upset, but yeah, I think that the way they did it was the best way you could have done it, where it was a fluke. I just wish that we didn't have things like Rollins and Roman Reigns taking so many F5s and getting out of them, because
Yeah.
then it makes Kofi look weak compared to them.
yeah, one F5 and he was done. What was it? Even WrestleMania didn't how WrestleMania go? Wasn't it immediately like several F5s for
Yeah.
Seth who kicked out and then kicked him a couple
But that
times?
nut
And that was
shot,
it.
recharged him.
Yeah, he nut shotted him and then puts his foot in his mouth over and over again and then gets it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did think I was like one after all that shit.
But
I think
again,
it was-
it's a sucker punch. Caught him off guard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So what was your next top?
Well, that clears my top 5.
That clears all your top
That
five.
clears my
Did you
top
have any honorable mentions?
I actually thought of one while we were doing this and I forgot. So skip me and I'll try to remember while we discuss it.
All right.
Look at the bottoms. Like I gotta.
I can do bottom.
Yeah, we're going back to bottoms right now. So if you want to
Yeah.
lead off the bottoms,
Let me get back to my list. Dun, 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 dun. Nope, that's all mine.
so you have an honorable mention of a bottom.
Now I need to make an honorable mention.
All right, you don't have to. We just sometimes do if the list gets a little crowded. Let's see. On my bottom, I put on everyone's bottom apparently right now is Lana.
Oh my God, yeah.
She has to go.
That whole storyline just has to stop.
Yeah, it's going nowhere.
It's
getting worse.
All it's doing is making Brazzers Twitter like blow up. That's all it's doing.
Yeah, Brazzers going nuts with this shit.
Like, hey WWE, we could show you how to put a compelling storyline together.
The younger generation's like with the
Yeah, with a satisfying finish.
Yeah, everything's going on with Lana and Bobby Lashley is fucking stupid. And then, so someone tweeted out some sort of complaint about it, said this is bullshit, it's got to go or something. And WWE on Fox tweeted back, was saying, you all said you wanted TV 14 content.
That's
Also, like-
fucking shitty. That's
Yeah,
terrible.
also, like, first off, I don't think we did, but secondly, I don't think you understood what people meant. They don't want you to say butt. They'd rather you say ass. That's it. That's the only thing we want to change. Was stop saying I'll whoop your butt and start saying I'm gonna kick your ass. That's
HE
all.
double hockey stick.
Yeah.
Oh heck.
Yeah, this. Oh heck.
Yeah. I'll knock your butt clear to heck.
Yeah, it's very tasteless. It's not a tasteful storyline between them right now. It's just cringe.
It is. It's absolutely cringe TV, and it's a good time to get up and take a piss.
Yeah.
Do you have anything else on your bottom?
Yeah, I'll roll them together. I had like 3 separate Rollins bottom. Just generally Rollins.
I got another one.
Yeah, just Seth Rollins, period. And it really struck me when we open and SmackDown, or no, on Raw, and he goes, in the Mile High City. And, you know, I'm sure it's hard to remember the nickname for every city you go to, but there's got to be more you can do because it's so fucking non-compelling. It's just like, God, this is bad. He isn't good on the mic, and it really shows there because it just... You get the impression when we hear these things about, well, they don't script every promo. I'm thinking we're scripting his promos. I really
he
think
knows he's not good on promos. He talked about it on one of his backstage things.
Then don't put a fucking belt on him.
Yes.
Like should be prerequisite for a champion. You need to be good on promos.
He was good. Yeah, it's how do you become a manager? You fucking do good at things. He's good at a bad guy, but even this is terrible. It's so annoying. And then rolling that into later in Raw, his involvement with the Fiend. I really thought, okay, fuck you. I'm done with this. This is so fucking...
Yeah, this is you just reminded me, this is a bottom 5 for sure.
The
finish.
The Firefly.
The
Funhouse?
Firefly Funhouse, burning that down,
Yeah.
I was totally fucking upset by that just because I felt like we rushed the Bray storyline.
Yes.
I'm not upset that someone got into the Funhouse or burned down the Funhouse. I'm upset that it happened like 4 months after we got the Funhouse. Because it took
I
us...
am upset. I'm upset that it happened right now.
Yeah, it happened right now. Like, I even thought, okay, eventually someone's going to get in.
Yeah.
And that's going to be crazy. But it's going to be in like 2 years. It took them 4 weeks to show us the Fiend. We had like 4 weeks of like normal Firefly Funhouse with very little weirdness to it. Where it was just a little like, just let me in. And you're like, you said that weird, right? You said that weird? Does it just mean or did you say it weird? And then it was like 2 weeks later where he like kind of laughs and then looks serious. And you're like, that was weird, right? He's a weird guy? Yeah. Like, it took a while to build into, oh, he's got this other thing. He's got a secret he wants to show you. To have such a slow build to introduce the character and then to just fire through this fucking storyline to the point where we've already burned down the Firefly Funhouse. I don't know if Bray's got some fucking brilliant plan for the other side of a rebuilt Funhouse or a burnt down storyline or some shit. But if he doesn't, then this is fucking ruining what could have been 3 years of content.
I did like some of the tweets he did afterwards though. Like, how did you get in here? Are you dead? Like, just weird shit. Like, Bray is so good at keeping his character. But I am very worried.
I feel like he's keeping his character in the face of other people that it's almost like a the asshole part is like, are you like challenging yourself to ruin shit people like you? Hate happiness? Because fuck you.
It felt like that they are, I mean, and it's hard to say it because it's hard to think that a company would ever do that, but that they're adverse to the idea of how popular the Funhouse is and how unpopular Seth is. And you'd think in a company that just is interested in making money, which at the end of the day, they're here to entertain and make money. And if they realize everybody likes this and doesn't like this, you'd think that the company would lean into it unless they have something huge on the other side to think people will like more, which typically is a thing that they will do. They'll sometimes push a thing we don't like now because they know on the other side there's going to be a big moment that we do like. So I do see that.
Brian Alvarez tweeted earlier, but then he tweeted his answer to it afterwards. But double turn last night.
So yeah, Meltzer said no, but I also said no. But I felt like it could be in that Seth after the show was in a match with The Fiend and won via DQ or some shit and was booed out of the building after the show. If they want to make Seth a heel, I think this is the way to do it. And they also showed a vulnerability to Bray, because he's the biggest face you have anyways. If you have Bray in the Funhouse, a vulnerable guy who you can relate with this crazy fucking demon that you just don't know what to do with, like that's something that you could work with. But I don't think it's a double turn.
And I find it difficult to find it compelling for him to have this vulnerability and start winning. You get what I mean? Like, it feel like
Fiend?
Yeah. How does he come out? Does Bray come out and do matches because he can't find the Fiend suddenly because the house is burned down? There's weird things to do, yeah, but I'm worried.
No, he's in the Funhouse scared of the Fiend. And the Fiend comes out and rips people apart, and then he's on the other side being like, oh man, that was crazy. Like, it's two completely distinct different personalities of one being. So you have one side afraid of the other side. And you're like,
It could also maybe symbolize, burning down the Funhouse could also symbolize the remnants of Bray Wyatt that still exist in the Fiend, and now the Fiend is like unhinged, and so he can be potentially more dangerous.
That's true. Because I really liked with Bray just being like, why are you doing this to
Yeah.
me? Because he was like, and he looked concerned to Seth. It's like, why are you doing this? Like, you're doing a bet. This is what you're doing.
That was a great expression.
Yeah,
he had on his
it's
face.
it's told so much of like, I'm afraid for you of what you're doing to me, and why would you do this? Like, so yeah, I guess if you did that, if like, hey, I'm getting rid of the only thing that's human about this guy and making him full on fucking demon. Stackhouse has something to say. He goes, I think it showed off Bray's acting skills. When he said, why are we doing this to me? And that look on his face, I felt terrible for him.
Yeah.
100% what I just said before I read it. I apologize for that. But apparently we're all exactly on the same page. His acting's incredible. And you felt really bad for him. And then you felt bad for what he might be feeling even. And it also looked like he was projecting a little bit of like, he was afraid for Seth. So I can see that. If he burns down the whole thing and then now there's no fun house, nothing's fun anymore, like, all right, well, where do you put Bray then? Because the Fiend doesn't talk.
That's the thing. That's what I wonder is maybe as they merge, he does talk now. Maybe as they merge,
He had that crazy voice, remember?
Yeah. Or he just does it, but it's them combined, so it flips in the middle.
No.
That'd be fucking cool.
Oh no! If it was like fusion, like Dragon Ball Z fusion, where it's both voices at the same time. I
And
know
in
they
that,
can do
or in matches, I think it'd be really cool if in the middle of a match he's being just way over the top. He's already DQ'd. He's like, I am so sorry, and he still has the
tries
mask.
to grab the mask and he can't get it off. Excuse you.
Got excited there.
What? What'd I do? I thought this was America.
But yeah, I do feel like it was way too soon to destroy the Funhouse. I'm not happy with Seth to do it. If they're trying to make us all boo and hate Seth, and this is the way to do it, and then I'll look in hindsight and be like, that was a great move.
And if the Fiend gets like a manga power up or something from this, then sure.
Yeah. Now that means that it brings us to Crown Jewel. They're gonna have a Falls Count Anywhere match, which means another no DQ match, and we're gonna have a ref stoppage there too, because that'll be some shit.
Oh, they've already defended it, so yeah.
I'm worried about this match in Saudi Arabia
Yeah, I am too.
because it's a vacuum, but this could be something that's remembered because there are things that are remembered. I mean, fuck Tyson, but Tyson O'Neil.
Titus O'Neil?
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah.
Tyson Fury.
Yeah, I thought you were talking about Tyson Fury, and I was really confused.
Tyson.
Oh,
But the-
Titus O'Neil. Okay.
Yeah. When he
Yes.
The biggest thing I think of is we talk about culture and cultural differences. Can they do that there?
The
So
Fiend?
yeah. I wonder because
because he's a demon, crazy demon.
yeah, I wonder what cultural values, things they can do, and what response they'll get. And
Throw
if,
garbage at him.
well, if they get a match and it goes really poorly, and they have to make a response to the government that like some weird thing that Bray Wyatt's just a performer, that's gonna be shit.
Yeah.
Or if they get out of the contract that way, how cool would that be?
They don't want to get out of the contract.
Yeah, it's money.
Still.
They want that money.
Great money.
They're riding very high on. Let's switch this up and hope that, or let's just keep doing this and hope this all blows over.
Yeah. That's the whole Lana thing too.
Yeah.
Hope it blows over. Let's see.
Just a random tweet.
Yeah, I saw that one earlier too.
sorry.
Let's see. Does that bring you to the end of both your lists?
Yeah.
I had a couple honorable mentions in the positive side of things. I really liked that Raw came back from every commercial break in the middle of action. It didn't come back to any rest holds. And I just like that because it just brings a little bit more to the idea of like actions happening. When you come back to rest holds every time or people laying down and getting back into it, it feels a little bit like, okay, you guys were waiting. And so when you come back and people are bouncing off ropes and doing stuff, you're like, oh shit. Like it kind of makes you feel like you don't want to stand up during a commercial.
That should be the standard, honestly, because I don't mind if I miss out on something as long as I'm not missing out on the finish
Yeah.
or like a really good spot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Keep the action going.
Or I don't mind when we come back and there's stuff happening, and they show what happened during the break because they
Yeah.
used to do that
Yeah.
when a big spot would happen during a
Screen on
break.
screen.
Yeah, that was always fine too. I think it's easier to get lost in it when they do stuff like that, and I really liked that they did that this week. Not a single rest hold comeback from commercial. I think NWA said they were going to be doing similar things. I think Cornette mentioned that they wanted to make sure that I don't think they have commercials, but I think Cornette's always said that.
They're on YouTube. Well,
They're on YouTube, so I don't think they have commercials.
yeah, they do actually.
They do have commercials? So I think that was one of their things is they're not going to come back to rest holds. I think it's Cornette was being like, you got to come back to action.
But they don't have to worry about commercials because on
No.
YouTube, when you do commercials, they straight cut your content.
yeah, it just pauses it and comes back. I'd be happy if AEW did that too. Like I said, I think it'd just be a standard, and I was impressed to see it happen at all. The other bottom I had as an honorable mention was general commentary. This week was pretty bad, but I would say a highlight and what was horrible was Vic Joseph himself. The Raw commentating was fucking trash.
I'm not a fan of Theo Madden.
Dio Madden was mediocre at best. Vic Joseph was talking over everybody. It was kind of like this alpha, I'm the lead kind of thing, where like as he's talking, if someone had something to interject, like a Lawler or a Dio, he would just talk louder, longer than them,
Yeah.
and to make sure he shut them up. And it got to a point where Joseph was saying a whole bunch of stuff that was also just wrong. He called 3 things a sidestep that were 3 separate different things, one of which was a drop toe hold. And he said, oh, did a sidestep there. No, he didn't.
I feel like also, and I noticed this last week, and kind of like when they had the match going up onto the ramp by the table, Vic was the one yelling at
Lawler.
Lawler, come back. I was like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, you're not telling Lawler what to do. It got to the point where if you were listening carefully, you started noticing Dio and Lawler were talking to each other. Oh, what'd you think of that, Dio? Oh, Dio would be all like, oh, was that something, King? Like they were throwing it to each other because Vic was just fucking trying to steamroll everyone and talk over him, and he was saying things wrong and saying things stupid. There was a number of things miscalled this week. They did a Superman punch and called it a clothesline,
Yeah.
but it was clearly a Superman punch by Roman.
There's
Yeah,
not
I called
many
it.
things he does.
He doesn't do a lot.
He doesn't do one of those.
That's one of his big moves, man.
Yeah, that's one of the things. He did Superman punch and goes, oh, clothesline.
Oh, last ride. Fuck.
Yeah, I was like, what? So much so the producer turned to me and said, that looked a lot more like a Superman punch to me. And I was like, it was.
It was.
Yeah, you got it.
You're doing better than the people paid to do it.
Yeah. I haven't been this upset at commentary in a long time, but Vic Joseph was really fucking bothering me
Well,
this
what's
week.
frustrating too is that Vic and Dio sound very similar, and again, so it's just sounds to me when you're listening and like, say you're tired, you're like, God, it just sounds like one asshole just going off like he's got a schizophrenic episode.
Yeah, but then at the same time, he was talking over people, so you just hear a bunch of noise for a while. That's something that we've all talked about here on the show. If we're talking and someone starts to, one of us got to drop out.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, people listening get nothing but noise.
Yep.
And they were not doing a good job
On
on
the
that.
NXT side, Beth Phoenix does not do it for me.
She did a ton of dick jokes this week, and
Yeah.
what the fuck was that? Not a fan. Oh, Breezango was shit, but whatever.
He's on commentary.
No, their new gimmick, Breezango gimmick, they came out in construction worker stuff, and they were doing like the stripper thing. They were new Val Venuses. And so Beth Phoenix made a whole bunch of dick jokes.
A lot of dick jokes.
It was not exciting. It was a bummer. So yeah, that was one of my honorable mentions, and where shit ever was the commentary this week was fucking garbage. So in turn, I think AEW had the better commentary this week.
Yep,
Oh,
Yeah.
for sure.
You know, Tony and JR. Even with some of their snide shit they said, where I'm like, all right, guys, come on.
I'm
But,
really
yeah.
interested to see them with Taz.
I hope that's what happens. I hope they get rid of Excalibur and put Taz in his place.
That'd be cool. I appreciate that.
I think of Taz as a commentator. Like I didn't have him as a wrestler when I was a kid. I was like, oh, cool, Taz.
Yeah, and it took me a while. It took me a while even listening to his podcast to start really seeing him that way. And then, so I listened to this podcast, got really into it, went to StarCast, and I thought, you know what, fuck it, I'll meet Taz. But I wasn't super excited about it because I remember him being an ECW champion and not feeling, I wasn't one of those ECW kids that was like obsessed with ECW. I always liked it. I thought it was cool when they showed up at WWE, but I wasn't like, ECW. Like, that wasn't me. So I wasn't as into it. But then I got to meet and greet, was listening to all his podcasts, fucking met the dude. He was so fucking cool. The two coolest people I met that whole weekend was him and Dustin Rhodes. And I met, like, everybody. So really cool. And then hearing him as a broadcaster over and over again, I started thinking, like, yeah, this guy needs to be on commentary again. And I started to really appreciate his commentary career. So yeah, if they replaced Excalibur with Taz, I think they'd have it on lock over there.
Yeah.
I think Tony needs a little more time to get reacquainted. I think he's been out of it for a really long time.
Have you seen the Tony Schiavone cameo video where he's calls out, it's like, to this person, he starts going, eat that pussy.
Yeah, he's an
For
idiot like that.
I'm like, fuck. It's full Tony Sean. Is like, that's amazing.
TP
Hey,
Poker.
TP Poker.
DP Poker.
Hello, good evening. Did you guys watch WWE Backstage on FX1?
Did not.
I did
It's
not.
on as we're on.
Yeah, it came on as we were on. Did you watch it instead of us? You know, they don't have live chat like we have.
Yeah.
Just one of our perks.
We are checking out the Twitter feed, but
It's very unlikely Renee
Yeah.
Young's gonna say, "Hey, what's going on, TP Poker?"
Yeah,
Yes.
but I will say this: Alexa and Nikki got traded to SmackDown, and Fox in turn got 2 more draft picks, which
This shit's still going.
we thought
And
was
there's-
over.
there's some stupid thing with Seth Rollins, but I don't even want to look at it.
What is it?
It's just a little
What is that?
thing of him walking into the doctor will see you now. I hope that Becky doesn't get jealous or some stupid crap.
He's having therapy.
He's seeing a work psychologist.
Oh,
With Bonetta, I didn't even mention it.
okay.
Okay.
I mean, still stuff they're putting out there.
it was
So,
pretty good.
Okay.
So what is Backstage again? That
It's
is
the
their
new
talk show.
Yeah.
host?
Renee and Booker T, and this week's special guests were Edge. No, it was Christian.
But, so it's
Fuck, they announced a few
Renee-
people.
I had it. Where did it go? Sorry.
Triple H said he was going to make an appearance.
Triple H appears everywhere. Who
Yeah.
gives a shit?
He's awesome.
I mean, he's a great guy, but
He's so good. You see, I went to those NXT fans dinner. There's NXT fans putting together some big dinner thing,
Oh.
like celebrating a thing, and they invited him over Twitter, and he actually showed up. He didn't stay, but he showed up and said hi to everybody and brought cameras.
Paige was the guest.
Paige.
Yeah,
Paige.
that's
Paige
the
and
guest,
Christian were
yeah.
both going to be on it. Yeah.
Christian,
Renee Young is much better on that platform than on play-by-play.
I can see that.
yeah.
But I mean, this is her wheelhouse. She was a talk show host before she got hired by WWE.
This
So
is her bread and butter right here.
Yeah, this is the easy bit. That's why everyone was talking about how she was so good on talking smack, but having a hard time on play-by-play. I think she was good on play-by-play.
She was great.
I didn't mind her play-by-play, honestly.
I think she was better than Corey most of the time.
Oh, yeah.
But
She had a couple gaps though. Like she screwed up a couple times, but
she had little things. Yeah.
Yeah,
But she was doing better than Dio's doing. She was doing better than Vic's doing.
Yep.
But yeah, I could see where she would be better at this just because, yeah, like you said, it's her bread and butter. She's been a talk show host for a fucking decade. She's been play-by-play for less than a year. So that's why she was so good on Talking Smack. It was talk show. I think that brings us to the end of the stuff we thought was really important to talk about. A lot of other things did happen, but nothing we thought was of incredible note. Is there anything you guys think we're missing that you want to touch ground on?
I was trying to find out what was going on. Didn't see anything new coming up.
no, covered everything. I covered everything up till today with Bischoff being announced gone.
Yeah, Bischoff's gone.
Can't think of anything else.
So that brings us to this week on NXT or on AEW. We have let's see, Better Than Graves. Yeah. Oh yeah. No, fuck yeah. Graves is awful.
Yeah,
if Graves
Graves
would just disappear into a void, I think that all of wrestling would be better.
Yeah, Graves is really. Would you guys say hand and dick?
Yeah, I said he's real hand and dick. He's not real tongue in cheek about stuff. He's overly objectifying.
Yeah.
He's overly bullying, and not like a clever. Like he doesn't like smart assing people. He's just being a dick about stuff. Remember that time you told Byron Saxton that if he didn't eat so much fried chicken, he would be like healthy or something?
Oh.
Just like out of fucking nowhere, and then everyone just got quiet. It was all like,
There's a couple, like there's a couple run times I remember like he did something to Byron, and the commentary table just get really awkwardly quiet. It's like fuck.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, I just remember him also telling Renee, just shut up, Renee.
yeah, he
And
tells her to just shut up.
I
all the
know
time.
he's trying to make it sound funny, but like,
It doesn't
it
come off that
wasn't.
way.
Yeah, he comes off kind of
Douchey.
yeah.
Let's see. So I know AEW this week's got Darby versus Jericho. Predictions on that?
Jericho. Actually,
Come on, man.
DQ.
Yeah, I think there's going to be some sort of weird false.
It's a
thing.
street fight though, yeah?
Yeah.
Didn't we say that? So
You know what?
DQ.
Jericho's going to win with the Judas Effect.
God damn it.
It's going to be the shittiest Judas Effect, but it's going to make Darby flip inside out like a lariat because Darby's so good. And he's going to be broken in half. Oh my God, that's enough. And then Tony's going to be like, man, he put his own dick in his mouth. He's broken so hard. Because Tony's all dick jokes now.
Unfortunately, I think it's gonna be Jericho. I think the Inner Circle's gonna get involved.
yeah, for sure. For
Maybe Jack Hager will yell. Jake
Ooh.
Hager.
Brr. I don't know if there's any
At least
other
he does have
matches.
this-
I'm excited about this match actually though. I think it'd be cool.
What else is announced for this week?
I really can't find much on there. Like it's harder to.
At least Jake
Hard to
Hager
find
has like a
stuff in
lower,
pay-per-views.
like a growl, versus Brock Lesnar's really high pitched scream. If
Oh
you're Brock-
yeah, it is Brock Lesnar.
That's true.
Let me see. NXT, what do they have announced? Anything? They had a couple things announced I thought sounded good.
Isn't none of them could hold? Oh hell no.
What?
Morrow's the goat right now.
Yeah. Mauro Ranallo's pretty fucking legit. Although sometimes he's a bit much for me. Sometimes he needs to calm down a little bit and be a little less quirky for a minute. What was it? Oh, when Leo Rush won.
Yeah, yeah.
Ciampa versus Garza, I think, is tomorrow.
Also, Finn Balor's making his return.
Yeah, so
in the ring.
Ciampa wrestles tomorrow.
That'll be cool.
That's cool. I'm excited to see Ciampa. And then you said Finn also comes
Finn's
tomorrow?
supposed to be back in the match. I don't know who against. I'm excited for that.
Okay.
See what they do with him there. But yeah, Mauro when Leo won starts going like Mick Mills in here, and then quotes like a whole verse of Meek Mills. I was like, okay,
Yeah.
that's enough, Mauro, on that. Relax. But yeah, he can be a little bit much at times. What do you got there?
There's Pete Dunne and Damian Priest.
Oh yeah,
Ooh,
that
that'll
should
be
be
a good
cool.
one.
Keith Lee and Dominic Dijakovic
Oh, they beat the crap out of each other. But
It's
I've
yeah.
seen that so
in a
many
rubber
times.
match.
Well, that's what it is. It's a rubber match.
Oh, it's a rubber match?
Yeah, so that means they put bumpers on the corners so they don't get hurt.
Just like bowling.
Yep.
And then Tegan Knox.
Returns.
Tegan Knox returns, wrestles, or just promo?
She returns.
No.
Okay.
So that'll be really cool. Whoever she's in the ring with. I'm excited to see who they put her with.
Keith Lee and Dominic Dijakovic is a picture together. It's really funny because of how different they look.
Yeah. Keith Lee's a big
He's a big motherfucker.
wad of a man.
Yeah.
I love him, but yeah.
That's exciting. Tomorrow's going to be a good show.
Yeah, there's a lot of good matches marked there. Let me see if I can find anything for.
Yeah, let's on
AEW.
AEW because
Oh, he was teasing Jericho saying he's gonna bring back the Painmaker, so he's gonna come back with the face paint. So that's gonna be amazing. He'll probably hold a camera up.
because of course that's what he does as the Painmaker.
Yeah,
He
because that's
gets the camera.
hysterical
Yeah.
and it's like unique and different, and it's different every time.
Which documentary you want? I've been wanting to watch the documentary.
Oh yeah, no, I think everything about him as a person is
Yeah.
incredible.
I've been wanting to check that out.
But I haven't seen the documentary. But yeah, I think all of that's true.
Mm-hmm.
All I'm saying is there's times where he goes a little bit much for me, and if you bring it down one notch, I'd still love him.
Mm-hmm.
I've never I got nothing bad to say about the guy for sure.
Mamma mia. Sorry,
Yeah, I'm having a hard time finding card.
Clump's over here shopping.
Why are you looking up LWO, man?
Love
God
LWO.
damn.
Clump's trying to get some LWO merch right now.
I can find more stuff about the card for the first show than I can find about what's on next. So I don't know, but I do know that Jericho and Darby's happening. Jericho's going to be Painmaker, so he'll probably grab someone's camera, take a picture, or record some of it because it's amazing and it's very unique and it's different every time, and it makes him stand out.
Oh, sorry.
It breaks some fucker's camera.
Boom.
Yeah.
Just turn on the do not
Oh,
disturb.
this weekend on ProWrestlingTees.com, they're going to be doing 20% off site-wide. So that's the time to get your Stackhouse is okay shirt, your Drinking Buddy shirt, your Give Me What I Want shirt. Go ahead and pick up a shirt and a hat from Taz as well. We always like to promote Taz show over here. He's got a new Water Break Jones shirt, as well as a new Survive If I Let You baseball style tee. But this weekend, 20% off site-wide. Come get your Stackhouse is okay and your Drinking Buddy shirt. And
Yeah.
our wild card air horn might need to change over. What was it? NWA has wild card. There's a tag team over there called Wild Card. It's got like an NWA logo on it now. I can't find any of the matches for AEW, so we'll leave it at that. But I am excited for that one match. It does sound like there's a solid several over on NXT. So tell us what you guys think.
Buying this goddamn hoodie.
You should.
Yeah.
But not till this weekend. 20% off.
Fair.
Hmm?
What about this one?
Y'all know Shotzi Blackheart,
Yeah.
indie
Oh.
wrestler. She got signed.
She was on Evolve and got signed to NXT, right?
She also
Yeah, that
works
came
in
out like 38 minutes
Cactus
ago.
League stuff.
She did Cactus League?
Yeah, she did a couple Cactus
Really?
League shows. I think so.
Oh, is that the one with the green hair?
Yeah. Yeah. got a contract.
Yeah, I think it happened yesterday.
Yeah. Oh, I actually like that.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like the colors.
Yeah.
All right.
I wouldn't wear it though.
So is the man in the Macho Man wife. I wouldn't wear that.
I wouldn't wear that, but this shirt, sure.
Yeah, that is an amazing shirt. But yeah, let's close this up. Yeah.
But yeah, I think that brings us to the last call. Not a bad week. Some horrible shit that we're able to move past and drink away.
It certainly wasn't hashtag Hell in Cell.
Yeah, it wasn't as bad as last week. Maybe that's what they're trying to prove.
Highlight top 1 or top 5 wasn't Hell in a Cell.
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't understand why Kabuki Warriors. Where's the Raw, the final of the Raw, the main card? Why was it main event?
I don't know.
Because nothing really happened there.
I think
It was
because
just a good match.
I think they had probably staffing.
You
Which
think?
sounds so shitty. Like staffing, they didn't have people here because of everything else. It was a good match, but yeah, it was like okay.
It was a good match, solid, but no surprises, no gimmicks in it. It was just a solid match between four
What a
wrestlers.
wonderful time for Drew McIntyre to return. That would
Yeah,
have been
that'd have been cool. If he came back and like power bombed or did like a Claymore kick to Lacey.
find out Lester Black.
Well, I just want him to like Claymore kick Lacey.
Well, no, because Clay's going to give him the women's right.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good point.
And then that's going to be the end of that.
That's true. She could beat everybody. Thanks for tuning in, guys. We'll be back next week. I was telling you about how my work schedule came through and a whole bunch of stuff. It turned out they just submitted the same week 3 times, so I don't know what my schedule is next week. So we'll be back next week. We'll let you know what's going on. If you guys are also watching NWA, let us know. Let us know what you think. I like the look of it, but I haven't seen it yet. So have a good night, guys. Check out Pro Wrestling Tees. Put the I in following if you haven't already. The no notifications because you don't got to tune back in. And we'll see you guys next week.
Hey. Oh, there's one more spot.